Work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no-contact delivery or no-contact at-the-door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. Good things come to those who wait. At Jersey Mike's, they also come to those who don't. Download our app, order ahead, and skip the line. Cut to the Chase by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
E&S Hemp Company in Winterville is your premier CBD store. At E&S Hemp Company, they have helped hundreds of people just like you get relief from joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more by providing you the highest quality of CBD products available. E&S Hemp Company has a great selection of only the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp-infused products available from honey, tea, coffee, candles, and more. E&S Hemp Company, Fire Tower Road in Winterville, and online at eshempcompany.com.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owner's insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress. Locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, happy Monday to you and yours, and welcome in to Pirate Radio Live. Here on a Monday, we're coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250 at 930, and you can find us live online, PR927FM.com. PireRadio.com and watch the program on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Got a lot of great stuff up on our YouTube page, including our ECU Baseball post-game Zooms. You can get all you need from ECU Spring Football right there as well. Hear from Mike Houston and the players right there on Pirate Radio TV on YouTube. We've got our Pirate Radio Trivia, our Pirate Radio Podcast. It's all up there for you. Subscribe to Pirate Radio TV today. All right, big show on tap. A lot of guests to get to here on a Monday. Coming up at 3:30, we'll talk to Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector, recap the ECU baseball weekend, and look at a huge series coming up against Tulane beginning this Friday. Got all that and more with Ronnie Woodward. Brian Bailey joins us in hour 2 of today's program to talk about what's going on in the world of sports. We'll recap the draft and look at what's going on tonight in baseball and hoops with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu, at around 4:40. In the 5 o'clock hour, Troy D will be here. We'll talk to Ryan Robinson from ECU Athletics and also put some ranch on it with Perry Owens, the head football coach of the Washington Pam Pack. So we got a ton to get to here on a Monday, and we will kick it off with Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, and live in the Pirate Radio studios, Jonathan Ellerbe. Hello, Jonathan.
Hey, Clipper. It's like the new and improved you.
Yes,
haircut,
well,
no facial hair.
Still the same person.
Did you get traded to the Yankees?
I would have. They made me cut all my hair off, like Rognor Odor, or whatever that dude's name is. Yes, there's a reference for baseball.
Wow, I'm not following you there. That's
bearded guy
way over my head.
Knocked out Jose Bautista years ago. Went to the Yankees, had to shave his beard.
Yeah,
there you go.
Gotcha.
Shave that facial hair, Don Mattingly. No, went outside on Saturday. Got tired of it. Grabbed a mirror, some scissors, cut it off.
It wasn't planned. Just
I just kind of got tired of it.
Wasn't like a Mother's Day gift or anything. Just kind of, hey.
Although my mom will enjoy seeing me this upcoming weekend. So yeah, that's
more. You get to see you more because you have a haircut.
That will. That's part of the gift, I guess.
Does your mom love haircuts?
Oh yeah. I always had to keep it. Like your length is about as long I was allowed to go.
Wow.
Well, growing up in the Brock household.
Nice.
So yeah, we're all set. We're good to go. Feeling fresh. Feeling 10 pounds lighter. So,
it'll grow back.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It'll grow back quick. They grow up so fast, Ellerbe. All right.
Yes.
How was your weekend?
It was good. Busy. Some Little League baseball, which conflicted. I missed the Kentucky Derby, but heard it was a good one. And followed East Carolina baseball on our Twitter feed. And a little disappointed they went 2-2. But as you mentioned in the Open, a big series with Tulane. I think this upcoming weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hopefully, folks will get out to Clark LeClaire and help put the heat on Tulane, and hopefully, Pirates can, at least go 3-1. If not 4-0, would be huge.
Yeah, Tulane is good. They are on the top of the conference right now, and they'll be coming to town to face the Pirates with doubleheader on Friday, and we will hit that game, that series from every angle this week. We'll go down to our buddy Todd Graffinini, former voice of Tulane, now the voice of the Pelicans. He'll join us later on this week on Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk to my friends from the Fear the Wave podcast to get a scouting report on Tulane. Scheduled to talk to Ben Mintz from Barstool Sports, Mincy, who covers college baseball, and he's down there from the New Orleans area. So we're going to hit that. Aaron Fitt is busy this week, Ellerbe. He said he'll join us next Monday, which is a pretty big day. They're going to announce the okay, so have you seen the latest on this? They're not going to announce the 16 sites. They're going to announce 20 possible sites.
Wow.
And then narrow it down from there later on. So Greenville, NC, hoping to hear their name called next week when the NCAA announces potential sites for regionals. And I think ECU is still in a good spot, especially if they take care of business win the series against Tulane coming up this weekend.
I don't like the 20 number. Well, I mean, if they're going to do it, add some drama, go 24 and then cut 8 teams. I just think, because then you get those, I mean, it's just always justification, but I guess they're worried about teams falling off after May 10th and, team, 17, 18, or 19 that, you just set yourself up for a lot of criticism. But just like with anything, with brackets and selections and everything, but definitely, hopefully, the Pirates need to take care of business this weekend, but definitely, hopefully, to hear their name on Monday. What time are they doing that clip?
Right now, it just says the week of May 10th.
Oh, the week of.
They have really given themselves a lot of leeway on when they announce that.
And this is the NCAA doing this, I guess?
Yes. So it's not like a show. It's not like a selection show.
Oh, it will be at some point when someone realizes they need some inventory and be like, hey, let's do this on TV. Brackets, teams, who's in, who's out.
And again, they just announced the 20 rather than 16 last week. So it sounds like nothing is really finalized on this deal. They're kind of making it up as they go. So maybe at some point they will say, coming up, Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, whenever at 4 o'clock, we're going to announce this. So stay tuned to Pirate Radio social media sites. If something does come out on that, we'll let you know.
Yeah, and Aaron Fitt will have a great insight next Monday of really what's going on. Very plugged in, obviously, in the college baseball world.
Our Pirate Radio baseball recap this week brought to you by Brandon Manning with Farm Bureau Insurance. You can give them a call, 531-1812, and get a review of your home, auto, and life insurance with a trusted and experienced agent. This week, Ellerbe, we're talking about 2 wins and a couple of losses against Wichita State. A couple of blowouts on Friday. ECU run-ruled Wichita State in the opener. Gavin Williams was awesome again. And, boy, things got away in the middle innings. The second game on Friday, Wichita State won 12-2. Pirates blew out Wichita State on Saturday, 11-3. And then the Pirates lost the finale on Sunday, 11-9, in which ECU made a nice comeback, but came up short there on Sunday. So a split there. Cliff Godwin said, we're going to pitch much better. And I think he was really referring to his top 3, and he was right about that. Gavin Williams was great. Tyler Smith looked like his old self. And even in the game that where ECU lost and it got away from him, you had a pretty decent performance by Jake Kuchmaner. He went his 5 innings and allowed 3 earned runs, which you can live with. He pitched well enough for ECU to win that game, but kind of got away from him with some of the bullpen there on Saturday. So a
lot of runs
on Friday, I should say. Yeah, so that was the report from over the weekend. And again, Tulane coming in red hot, and all of a sudden looking like a for sure postseason team, Ellerbe. And if they keep winning, who knows? They could see their name called as one of the sites.
Yeah, currently, I guess East Carolina looking up at them. They're in first place.
In the standings, that is correct. Looking at the live RPI right now at WarrenNolan.com, ECU sitting at 16 in their RPI. I guess Tulane just didn't do enough early in the season. They're coming on of late, sitting at 71 in the RPI, but they're 24-14 overall. So they've done a good job here of late, but got off to that slow start. So they are peaking at the right time. Some other teams of interest, Old Dominion now with a higher RPI than ECU. And
wow.
We've already seen them this year. Charlotte, who was swept by ECU, is 11th right now at 31-14. So I tell you, those teams are doing their best to kind of help out ECU's RPI.
That's definitely helping the Pirates. A couple of opponents that normally probably wouldn't be up there in the RPI this late in the season.
Interested to see if they're
who's number 1 in the RPI
name is called. I'm gonna say an SEC school, and that would be Arkansas.
But how many the SEC? It seems like when the rankings come out, it's like, man, there's at least 4 to 6 in the top 10 to 15.
Looking at the top 15, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Ole Miss, and South Carolina, all in the top 15 alone.
Where is Mississippi State's in there too? You didn't mention them.
Yeah, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt. Yeah,
I got you.
All of them in there.
Yeah, just a tough league.
I tell you, Ellerbe, it's a tough league
to play college baseball in the SEC. You have to bring your A game and A players night in and night out.
If you're not paying attention, Fairfield finally lost the game. They're now 28-1.
Really?
Sitting at number 5 in the RPI. I think they can have like 1,000 people at home games. So they're going to be on the outside looking in when it comes to a regional, probably, at 28-1.
That's just an incredible to play 29 games and lose 1.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like an incredible start. I mean, an incredible record for any baseball. I don't care what level of baseball you're playing. To play that many games and only have 1 loss, it's phenomenal.
And a weird one in the ACC. In fact, the only ACC team in the top 20. And here's one to use when you're at Elm Street Park, Ellerbe.
Yes.
I'm going to quiz somebody. Notre Dame, 10th in the RPI, sitting at 24-8. The only ACC team in the top 20 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would not have guessed it. Where's the Wolfpack and Tar Heels just kind of faded there?
Yeah, the Notre Dame I saw beat up on North Carolina over the weekend. Pittsburgh, Miami are up there. NC State sitting at 38 right now. North Carolina at 46.
Wow. Wonder if, when the regionals are set, if, the Wolfpack came to Greenville for a regional. So would we see some ACC teams in a Greenville regional down here?
It could happen. It has happened before.
That would be tremendous.
It would be fun. It certainly was last time when NC State came to town. Both ECU and NC State lost, remember, in that first game.
Yeah,
and
the Camels.
They had to meet up early morning and play a game. Jake Agnos with an absolute stud of a performance, knocking out NC State. That was a fun day at Clark LeClaire.
I would say anxiety was extremely high for
no doubt
a lot of folks that day, and the Pirates took care of business in winning that regional. With Campbell was kind of the surprise team, but the Pirates got it done.
Our Pirate Radio ECU baseball recap, and we'll continue this on with Ronnie Woodward coming up later on this hour. Brought to you by Brandon Manning, ECU grad with Farm Bureau Insurance. Give them a call, 531-1812, to schedule a review and get a free quote. Congratulations to former Pirate Deontay Smith. Here's his name called right around where the Mocs had him, going in the fourth round to the Cincinnati Bengals. And I understand why the Bengals went Jamar Chase, 5th overall. You want to add that wide receiver weapon, but what they need is help for Joe Burrow, and maybe that's good for Deontay. He's the top tackle that they took in the draft, and could mean some playing time for Deontay Smith there in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they've got him more than penciled in to make the roster if he's been the only offensive line guy that they've taken. So, yeah, absolutely. The Bengals, obviously an interesting franchise, had a decent run with Marvin Lewis, never got a playoff win, but good luck to him. Hope to see that. It gives me a reason, obviously, to follow the Bengals now. Not obviously a sexy position to follow offensive line stat-wise to see what they do, but certainly Joe Burrow, a heck of a quarterback, and you got to – I always tell people all the time, Brady and Manning are always talked about all the time because they were protected so well, and Brady still is. You never really saw them go off the field with a lot of green or dirt on their jerseys.
No doubt, and they're the Bengals, maybe a team on the rise there with Burrow and trying to get some help around him. Also, congratulations to Blake Prohl, going to try to make the Minnesota Vikings. He was picked up as an undrafted free agent, and of course they drafted Justin Jefferson last year, who had an awesome rookie year. They have the veteran Adam Thielen there at receiver, and he'll try to land a spot there, or at least at the very least get some good tape out on him and get picked up by another team. But all you want is an opportunity, and he's going to get that opportunity.
I see Blake Prohl, a kid with such big heart. He had really good hands. I thought was a really good receiver here at East Carolina. I could see him at least making a practice squad on somebody, and then as injuries happen or what if he doesn't make the 53-man roster, I could see someone in need of his services, whether that's moving up to the Vikings if that's where it is, or just being at least on a practice squad somewhere this year in the National Football League.
And no word on Jake Verity as of yet, but he's got his name out there in NFL kicking circles, and hopefully we'll get a spot at some point this preseason, this offseason. We'll see what happens.
I did not watch a lot of the draft, but I thought of Chandler when I was watching some of it at one point when the first long snapper went off the board, and then and I was doing stuff. I think I just had the TV on in the kitchen, and then another long snapper either went right behind the other one. So it was like long snapper after, and even Mel Kiper and Todd McShay were having, I think, some fun with it. That Kiper doesn't scout long snappers, but I think McShay said he was the best when it comes to scouting those guys.
Well, the best long snapping analyst we have is former long snapper Chandler Honeycutt.
I know, that's why I thought of him.
Yep. One team that picked up a long snapper was my Carolina Panthers. The other
one
was the Washington football team. They picked up a guy, I can't remember where he's from, but Thomas Fletcher was a 4-year starter at Alabama, and I want to say he was an All-American. He was the Patrick Manley Award winner, which goes to the college football's
we all know that
snapper.
Yeah, I mean, where did Patrick play again? That's the only thing that's holding me up on that.
He was a Chicago Bear for 15 or 16 years.
Troy D knows that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Troy. I think Troy didn't he have the jersey in his office?
Yeah, and a signed football.
Yes.
There you go. There's your
Long snapping update.
Patrick Manley Award, Ellerbe.
Give me some lowdown on Patrick Manley.
This award dates all the way back to 2019.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's a fresh award.
All the way like 700 and some days ago, huh?
John Shannon won the first one, and
From Notre
Thomas
Dame.
Fletcher just won this most recent.
But who is Patrick Manley? Like, where did he was a Chicago Bear, but where did he play?
He went to Duke, Ellerbe. We all know that.
He did?
Yes. Let's see. When did he play? He was drafted in the 6th round in 1998 and played for the Bears.
I believe his whole career.
1998 to 2013, he was a Chicago Bear.
Wow.
And now he has an award named after him. So way to go, Patrick Manley. Learn something new every day.
I want that watch list, updated during the football season, Chandler.
All right, you got
Patrick
it.
Manley.
I actually was able to meet Thomas Fletcher back in my high school days when we were both Rubio long snappers and kind of traveling across.
You were both what?
Rubio long snappers.
You got to tell people what that means.
Chris Rubio is the long snapping guru in the country. He's got several clients of his that have gone on to be in college football, and then also have gone on to be in the NFL. Blake Ferguson, who actually played at LSU a couple of years ago, was drafted by the Miami Dolphins, I believe, in last year's draft, and he was a Rubio guy. So Thomas Fletcher is the most recent Chris Rubio descendant.
Now, there's a ton of videos regarding Rubio long snapping online. How do we see the Chandler Honeycutt videos? Is that on YouTube?
Yeah, just look up Chandler Honeycutt long snapping, and you'll be able to find it right there on YouTube.
So if you folks at home want to see...
If you ever get bored.
If you ever are the boredest you've ever been in your life.
And have nothing else to do in your life.
Let's YouTube Chandler Honeycutt
long
snapping. And this guy just doesn't walk the walk, Ellerbe. Or he does, rather. He doesn't just talk the talk. He walks the walk. And he's got his own private, personal video. Chandler Honeycutt, North Carolina, class of 2016. Look at him get that ball out, Ellerbe.
Chandler, do you? Can we get some fresh tape on you? If we do, could you snap down the alleyway in between our two buildings?
We've talked about maybe going to Five Below or somewhere like that and get a cheap football. And I've told Clip during the break, because we have a basketball, we like to go out there and shoot with our imaginary goal.
We're not getting a cheap football. We'll go get a real football. Donnie K was just in here earlier on the Brian Bailey show. This is the sort of stuff. We'll go get an official college football for you to snap.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll be glad to.
I mean, UBE has tons of footballs. We don't have to go to Five Below. I mean,
how about this, Ellerbe? Go get us a football, and we'll make content for you.
And we'll create content.
Oh, we got plenty.
Now, are you going to be like the punter? Are you going to be the Ray Guy of Pirate Radio?
Yeah, I'm just catching, yeah.
Okay.
I'll be the Patrick Manley. You'll be the Ray Guy.
All right.
Troy always claims he's such a great soccer player. Maybe we should snap it to him and let him punt it. It could be like a snap, punt, and
now, where are we doing this? Not down the hallway.
No, I was thinking down the alleyway just to kind of see, outside in between the buildings.
All right.
Let's do it out in the street. Let's do it out on Evans Street.
Block off the road and have our special teams contest.
I want you to be nose tackle and rush Troy as he goes to punt, and then maybe...
I don't want to catch a ball to the face. Can I catch the punt?
Yeah, I mean, you could block it. Maybe a little rough in the punter.
Take a leg out?
I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't have enough speed to get back there and block the punt.
So, yeah, this is just 2 minutes and 17 seconds of just straight Chandler doing his snapping here.
I never thought I'd learn so much on long snapping that I learned today.
Chandler really filled into his head. Right now, he looks like a little kid with a giant head.
You do. You look. How old do you think you were in that video?
Well, depending on when that video was, I was probably a junior or senior in high school.
This is 2015.
So I was a junior going into my senior year.
Yeah.
But you look good, man.
You do.
Look good.
Definitely pre-Budweiser.
Everybody,
absolutely.
Everybody, check that out when you're super bored at home. The Chandler Honeycutt School of Long Snapping.
Absolutely. Throw it up on the big screen, folks.
All right. Anything else? Ellerbe did not. Oh, congratulations to our new. Of course, I am the golf expert on the show since I won the Masters Challenge. Shirley Rhodes is our horse racing expert.
Thank you.
She correctly randomly drew Medina Spirit out of the hat on Friday and is our Kentucky Derby champion.
Shirley Baffert, congratulations.
I am in awe of Bob Baffert right now.
Mhm.
I'm a huge Bob
How about
Baffert
that guy?
fan.
I mean, talk about goats.
I mean, he's the only one we know.
He's the Tom Brady of horse racing.
I mean, I don't really know any other trainers.
I don't either. He's the one.
There for a while, they used to spat out a bunch of jockeys that were multiple time winners, but I mean, really, Baffert he has become the dynasty of the Kentucky Derby. We need some fresh meat.
Yeah, we need a new Baffert for sure.
I heard on the Jim Rome show today that the horse that won was once sold for $1,000.
Yes,
I heard that too.
How about that? Mm-hmm. Like we could have had a Derby horse
when it was 2 years old.
Anybody
They said
that's crazy.
So we looking for horses?
Yeah. Is that on eBay? Where do we need to look, Ellerbe?
I don't know. I mean, where do you buy? I mean, where's a good?
Where do you get your horse?
Where do you get your horses?
Like Mr. Ed Stables? I'm not sure.
So we should be looking around for the Pirate Radio horse that we can throw into the Derby.
You guys want to buy in some interest there?
Yeah, I'll throw in.
If I locate a horse somewhere,
I got a couple hundred on it.
Okay, to buy a horse.
Yep, that'd be fun.
Chandler, you in?
Yeah, I'm definitely in. I'm just trying to think of some cool names. I believe there's a potential for many cool names that we can name the horse.
The best around.
The best around.
Put that one on the board, and we'll see if we can get a better name. Yeah,
we wouldn't name it. What was our long snapper's name?
Rubio?
No, Patrick.
Manley?
Manley.
Yeah.
Manley.
Manley of the hour?
I got one. This is for Shirley. Long drive ball.
Long drive ball.
Ellerbe's got to go. Do we know how many days until kickoff?
Do we have to? Oh,
we'll do
I
that
didn't
later in the show.
Yeah, I did not have that ready. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll do it later in the show.
Stay tuned, folks. Especially get off the Chandler Honeycutt YouTube and get back to our channel so you can watch and know how many days until ECU football. But
hold on, I want to monitor how many views that has now and see what it's like after we announce.
Oh, it's going to skyrocket.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. You're about 4 or 5 years late when it comes to recruiting.
You have no eligibility left, right?
What if we could get you a late scholarship? You know,
we can try to do that.
Would you play? I mean, this is like a Disney Plus movie waiting to happen.
The Rookie, Part 2.
Kid goes to East Carolina, goes into radio, then becomes a long snapper, wins the Patrick Manley Award, and is now the long snapper to Justin Fields with Chicago Bears.
And to add to that story, I tried to walk on in 2016 for Scotty Moe's staff and didn't make the team. So
that he was not a good judge of talent.
No, he was not.
Obviously.
Him or Shannon Moore.
Good thing we discovered you here.
Troy D says, I've got the strongest leg at Pirate Radio.
We can test that out.
So he's guaranteeing that he'll win the punting.
He didn't make any guarantees. He said, I've got the strongest leg at Pirate Radio.
All right, I want you, if you have time, I know you have a lot of great guests lined up in the 5 o'clock hour. Ryan Robinson and
Perry Owens.
Yeah, Perry Owens talking football and all sorts of good stuff. But I want Troy to describe what justifies him having the strongest leg.
I don't. How about you and him can do that on a Pirate Radio podcast that I'm not a part of?
Yeah, that'd be good. Strongest leg, punt, pass, and kick.
The horse's name should be, well, I think Redbeard meant to say, what about a story? Or Burgley would be a great name.
Yes, Burgley would be a great one.
A Burgley.
Ellerbe, thanks for hanging out.
All right, see you next week.
Oh, wait a minute. As we go to break, the ring girl is here with the amount of days until kickoff in Charlotte, North Carolina. ECU, Appalachian State, 123 days away. All right.
What a moment. Glad I was part of it.
Shirley Rhodes working it here in the Pirate Radio studio. 123 days away,
man,
from kicking things off. I wish I could whistle.
I've never been able to do that.
I can't do that.
Ask Troy if he's the strongest whistler.
I'm sure he is. Let's take a time out. We'll come back. Ronnie Woodward joins us next. Talk about ECU baseball and Murr. We got Chan the Snapper here, horse racing expert Shirley Rhodes, and Shortcut Clip Brock. We're back with you after these.
Tans and fake flavors. Naturally flavored Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer strives for realness. It's USDA certified organic with no sugar or carbs and only 80 calories. So the only thing touching your taste buds is organic, refreshing, and delicious. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly. Not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. IRC Beer. St. Louis, Missouri 63118.
Introducing Tommy Club, the best car wash value anywhere. Starting at just $19.99 a month, you can wash your car as often as you like, and also take advantage of our express lanes exclusively for Tommy Club members. You can enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride to a spot-free shine faster and as often as you like when you're a member of Tommy Club. Plus, our vacuums and mat washers are always free. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Spring is a great time to plant flowers, trees, and bushes. When planning your landscape, please keep in mind that you should never plant anything within 3 feet of a gas, electric, or water meter. The same thing applies if you have an electric transformer in your yard, except keep plants 8 feet clear of the front in case crews need access during a storm or an outage. Always remember to call 811 at least 3 business days before you dig to avoid underground lines. This important safety message is from your neighbors at Greenville Utilities.
Baseball is back, and the Wood Ducks have so much in store this season. We have dollar beer every Thursday, presented by Natural Life. Mother Earth Friday with discounted beer prices. Giveaways and Pepsi Saturdays plus Sundays are Dogs and Dogs Days, presented by Riverbank Animal Hospital and Friendly Mart Food Stores. Be sure to purchase your game tickets in advance or online at woodducksbaseball.com or by calling Wood Ducks offices at 252-686-5164. Book soon for the 2021 season. Go Woodies!
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Join the staff at CPW's in Greenville for a classic road trip down Highway 61 as they feature excerpts from their classic Blues Highway food and drink menu. Come celebrate Blues Brothers Night every Thursday with bar specials. Open for lunch with new lunch specials and everyday features, including pizza, salad, and quesadillas. Also offering drop-off catering for work and school events. CPW's, Stanton Square, across from the hospital in Greenville.
This is Mike Houston, head football coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back to the show at Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come experience the difference at Tommy's, now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Clip Brock here. Got Ronnie Woodward, who will be joining us momentarily. He's got about 19 seconds to get here, or he will be considered tardy to the party. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt hanging out here in the Pirate Radio studios, and Shirley, did you have anything on your Shirley Rhodes news desk
I
today?
actually do. This just came out just a few minutes ago. You know, we talked about there was news that came out last year about the Little League baseball and softball World Series. Of course, you know, in Williamsport, it was postponed or canceled, and the Little League softball series was scheduled to be here this year for Greenville. And the Little League, the governing body has announced that both the Little League baseball and softball series will be held as scheduled in Williamsport for the Little League baseball and in Greenville for softball, but they are going to add some preliminary precautions. Players are going to be tested. They're encouraging coaches and managers to get vaccinated. They're going to limit some of the off-field activities, and attendance is going to be restricted as of right now. That may change, but the Little League Softball World Series is scheduled to be in Greenville the week of August 11th. So that is going to be a huge influx of folks coming in.
So good news is it's on.
It is on.
Okay.
So they are not going to do anything. They're just going to have some restrictions. Now, that may change between now and August, but as of right now, they've got some protocols in place. So
right.
That's some news for you.
We'll have Brian Weingartz and Scooter Rogers on, I'm sure, quite a few times leading up to that event.
Yeah, and that is going to be a huge shot in the arm economically for Pitt County, because I believe that World Series is going to be held over at the Sarah Law Softball Complex, I think.
No, it's at Elm Street.
Oh, well, then, you know more than I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that. And then some bulletin board material popped up earlier today concerning the ECU Tulane series. Tulane pitcher Donovan Benoit. I'm assuming Benoit.
Tulane has those Louisiana names.
Yeah, got to love them French names. He had a quote that came out earlier today that I'm sure will be used as bulletin board material. The quote was, "It's all coming together, and it shouldn't be, can Tulane take one from ECU? It should be, can ECU take one from Tulane?" So that'll be. I
like that. That's fine. That's great.
I mean, you got two very strong teams. I mean, Tulane's in first place. ECU's trailing by a game and a half, something like that. So at this point, that is shaping up to be one rowdy time coming up this weekend.
ECU is looking up at Tulane in the standings right now, so the Pirates need to go take it coming up this week, and we'll see if that is used as bulletin board material. Ronnie Woodward joins us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Hello, Ronnie.
What's up? I made it in my 19 seconds. I was turning my car off with 19 seconds.
I guess. All right, we'll give you credit.
A quick note, by the way, from piggybacking off Shirley's announcement, or news brief there when I was walking in. I got that release about the Little League thing earlier today as well. I don't know if you mentioned this or not, Shirley, but no international teams.
Mm-hmm.
No, I did not.
Which in normal years that would be a thing.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's a real World Series. It's not like Virginia versus North Carolina and the so-and-so.
It's not like Major League Baseball where they have the world champions and it's just us playing.
Yeah. Which kind of, I mean, not to be Debbie Downer, but that kind of stinks because I covered the baseball version when the Greenville team made it last, and that's what I enjoyed more than it's really not about the baseball. It was like Disney World. There's kids from Japan, Dominican Republic, Greenville, California, Russia, I don't know, wherever, the international aspect.
I don't think it was a Russian team.
Probably not Russian. But there was a Japan team. Australia, because I bought Australia gear, which I still have, because they had the coolest colors.
Teams from the islands.
Yeah, that's really what makes that event. And would have been the cool part about the softball is welcoming in, no offense to the team from Florida or Indiana or whatever, but hey, we're going to welcome in these softball players from where, another country.
But Greenville has the tournament for multiple years, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So eventually
they'll get
happen.
to that. And I'm sure obviously it makes sense, health wise, traveling from country to country is still probably not a safe and smart thing to do regardless. So I totally get it, but that does kind of stink that you don't get that flair, because I personally enjoyed that with the baseball. I thought it was, because kids from Greenville were trying to learn Spanish, from a 12-year-old from the Dominican or, wherever, and it was pretty cool.
Ronnie, before we get to baseball, let me say real quick that
the 2022 mock.
We like the idea, like ESPN News of 24-hour sports, and ESPN, I guess itself is a 24-hour sports network. We don't. That is not a need. I give CBS Sports HQ credit. They have tried to, because ESPN now has the screaming shows on where the two guys scream at each other.
I don't even watch it anymore.
I have never really watched those. Like PTI, I loved, and the early days of Around the Horn, I loved. I was into those, and now every show is that. CBS Sports headquarters sticks to mostly news and not the opinion and yelling and stuff. They talk a lot of gambling, and I usually have that on here in the studio. But today, they are doing a 2022 NFL mock draft, which had Washington taking Spencer Rattler, who just a couple years ago I was watching on Netflix's QB1, where he's in high school. It's got Igos Broncos taking Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati. So, like, this is really stupid. Yeah. But it just kind of shows you there's a lot of time to fill in the day with these 24-hour sports TV stations. So, anyway, that's crazy. One guy we didn't mention, we talked about Deontay. Congratulations to him. Blake Proehl's going to get a chance with the Vikings. And we're hoping Jake Verity can find a spot at some point. But Cornell Powell, Greenville native, being drafted, and what a spot he goes to. If he can make the team and get on the field, he's going to get the ball because Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs love to sling it around. But, Ronnie, I know you commented on it online because you were able to see part of his J.H. Rose career, a lot of his J.H. Rose career, and you still call him the best player you've seen live. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he was amazing in high school. And I remember there was a couple of games early in his high school career, probably sophomore year, when he really broke out, where I was like, okay, this, not that I predicted, he's going to be a draft pick by the Kansas City Chiefs, but that was one moment early in my kind of high school's preps writing career where I was like, I've never seen a kid like this. Like, I've gone to high school football games, like, I've never seen a kid like this who looks like he could be a pro in 10 years or 12 years, whatever it would have been. And I still haven't really seen one since then. Obviously, I took over the ECU beat not long after that, and Jordan Anders stepped into high schools. But I haven't seen a kid like that since. And I don't know if Pitt County has really. And he was special, and he was a really good kid too. He's always been good to me since then. I've hit him up for some different kind of stories. You know how that goes. Like, you text people, and we could probably banter about this back and forth, but you lose touch with guys that went to ECU or here locally, and some of them stick you. Evan Krasinski's my guy, always hits me back. I could go on the no side, but I don't want to call people out. But there's people who kind of lose touch with the local media, and there's people that stick with it. Cornell's one for me. And he's a good kid, not a kid anymore, a good dude, and I was happy for him. But he was special at Rose, and I tweeted it out. But he was the only player I've seen where when he touched the ball, he could score. Didn't matter if it was a screen pass on the 2-yard line. One time I saw him go pick up a punt off the ground, with one hand, and was out. Didn't field it cleanly, but if he got the ball, he could score. I've never seen him play like that in any other situation.
Ronnie Woodward joining us. Let's take a clean break from this conversation, take a timeout, come back, and we will begin our baseball talk. ECU coming off a 2-2 weekend in Wichita, and ECU has a huge 4-gamer coming up with Tulane. How big is it? Why is it big? We'll talk about the Pirates and the Green Wave when we return on Pirate Radio Live. Back after this.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroRiverBandits.com.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals, reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Hey Birdland, join us at Oriole Park May 7th through the 10th as the O's take on the Boston Red Sox. On Saturday, May 8th, we honor Negro League history when all fans will receive a Baltimore Elite Giants replica cap. On Sunday, May 9th, bring Mom to the ballpark and celebrate Mother's Day. The first 10,000 fans will receive an Orioles Infinity Scarf. Individual tickets are on sale now, or check out the 5-game flex plan and pick the games that fit your schedule. Enjoy a day at Oriole Park. Purchase your tickets today at Orioles.com/tickets.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on HoistTheColors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
This is former ECU football player Bryce Williams, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media, on Facebook and Instagram at PR927FM. You can also follow us on Twitter at FreePR927FM. Join the close to 50,000 followers today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Baron.
Alrighty, Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios for our Pirate Radio ECU Baseball Recap, brought to you by ECU grad Brandon Manning with Farm Bureau Insurance. You can give him a call, 531-1812, and schedule a review and get a free quote. And Ronnie, a 2-2 weekend for the Pirates. Cliff Godwin said it last week. He said, I got a gut feeling we're going to pitch better, and if not, You can put it on your message boards and call me an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
He was, I believe he was referring really to the starters and kind of to the big three with Williams and Cooch Maynor and Tyler Smith. And look, we all want to line up and call Cliff Godwin an idiot, but he was right. Gavin Williams was awesome. Cooch Maynor pitched good enough for his team to win. Got his 5 innings, 3 earned runs, and Tyler Smith looked much more like the old Smitty as the Pirates won his start. The Carson Whisenhunt absence continuing to hurt the Pirates. It was Garrett Saylor last week getting the start. It was Carter Spivey this week who didn't get out of the first inning. So you got to hope Whisenhunt can come back. If not, you got to hope that somewhere they find a guy they can rely on to get 5 innings in a Game 4 coming up this weekend against Tulane. But overall, the pitching, I guess the bullpen, some concerns heading into or coming off of this Wichita State series.
Yeah, it's funny too because it's hard to group together one way or another a 4-game series. Because there's so much kind of up and down, especially when it's a 2-2 split. I think Cliff Godwin said it and maybe realized some during that third weekend. I forget the exact wording he used, but I don't think it was lucky, but it was a luxury, maybe something like that they swept the first 2 weekends. And I think he's right. I think it's hard to go 4-0, and because of pitching, I think as we get later in the season, this is just going to become more and more prevalent with all these teams. But Gavin was great. Tyler Smith, I thought, really stepped up above. Not that we expect Gavin to just dominate every single week, but Smith, it was 1-1 at that point. After Friday, the split doubleheader, he went a season high 6 innings. We always talk about he struggles getting through the 4th, 5th, that type thing. He goes 6 innings. They really dominate that game. Unfortunately, again, the bad part of it is Sunday's start. Carter Spivey got 1 out. So, back to your question, looking forward, I don't know if Whisenhunt can't go, which still is kind of an unknown. Do you try maybe C.J. Mayhew or Colmore as a starter, but then that just weakens your bullpen too? So I don't know if that's worth it or not.
Does he go back to the well with Saylor or Spivey, or does he keep looking for other options potentially with what you said, using some of your biggest arms out of the bullpen?
But it'd be tough to not use Mayhew all weekend until Sunday, I guess, is the other side of it. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
I think, like we talked about last week, if you go Gavin, Cooch Maynor, Smith, you just figure out Sunday. And probably a lot of teams are kind of doing that. You just figure out the 4th game. Didn't work out last time. Maybe they try Carter Spivey again. Maybe they see where they're at and try to bullpen it. Maybe you start Colmore knowing he's going to pitch 2 or 3 innings or something, and you just bullpen the rest of the way. I don't know. There's options, but I think that's just part of the 4-game series animal that we all kind of knew was coming, was what do you do with your pitching, especially if you get some injuries or, a guy misses a start, that type of thing. They're kind of hitting that right now with Whisenhunt, is how do you create a 4th starter. We'll see. But, yeah, I'm with you. Mostly good, and I think Tyler Smith is the one that really stood out to me, that he stepped up when they really needed it. Kind of been waiting for that one, and he came through this weekend.
Well, the baseball conference season started out great for the Pirates, going 8-0. It has been great for Tulane as well, who I guess, Ronnie, got off to a slower start, and their RPI is still low because of it. But, man, they have been awesome in conference play, taking 3 out of 4 from Memphis. They had a series against USF postponed. They won 3 out of 3 against Wichita, won 4 against Memphis, 3 out of 4 against Houston. So, just like ECU, they have not lost a series. Unlike ECU, they have not split a series. They have been fantastic. Now, you could say the competition, whatever, the league could be down, but Tulane's winning games. It really sets up for what should be an awesome weekend at Clark LeClaire Stadium. And unfortunately, it can't be 100% capacity, but the fans that will be out there, I expect, will be on edge and a little excited to see another team come to Clark LeClaire. And for the first time, Ronnie, it kind of feels like that ECU's not going to be the underdog but they are looking up at Tulane in the standings. It's got a big field weekend to it coming up Friday.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And we have a Zoom tomorrow morning with Coach Godwin. I'm pretty excited to see what direction he goes. You never know what direction he's going to go on some of these things.
The opposite of what you expect.
Yeah. So almost expect him to not play up the series.
I agree. So maybe he will.
So I think maybe he will.
But he won't. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to want to. Who knows? Like he could say, hey, look, we know what this is about. And we know that this Tulane pitcher said that, or, hey, we're ready to roll. But he could easily kind of downplay as well and say, look, this isn't going to determine the season one way or another. I don't know. It'd be interesting. But trying to look up how to pronounce my guy's name here. Braden Olthoff.
Oh, yeah. Well,
right?
I recognize the name.
Yeah, the Tulane ace, their Friday guy.
He's the guy. He's going to be fun to watch. He's got a lot of hair.
Yep.
He's also got a little bit of a hitch in the giddy-up when he pitches. It's a little awkward, and he's going to be fun to watch. Is he game one for them?
I assume so. Honestly, I need to look and see exactly, but he's their best pitcher. I'm assuming he's the game one guy, and that would go against
Let's see if he went game one last week.
Because he was the guy against Ole Miss earlier in the year where they accused him of doctoring the baseball, like rubbing his hat or whatever, and he totally hammed it up.
Yeah, he's coming off 8 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 12 Ks against Houston in game one. So we could see Williams Olthoff coming up in game one.
I mean, I'm looking at his stats now for the season. 56.1 innings, 70 strikeouts, 9 walks. That's quite the strikeout to walk ratio, which I love to look at with pitchers. And the next guy, Jack Aldrich, 67 strikeouts, 15 walks. So a lot of, or at least those two guys are big strikeout guys. Friday could be awesome. If you have those pitching matchups, Friday could be really good. And I think whichever team wins, if it ends up being Gavin against Olthoff, whoever wins that game is going to have, obviously an advantage statistically, but also beating the other team's ace, I think is going to be big.
Let's compare those numbers again. So I got Gavin's. Do you have Olthoff?
I do.
Gavin Williams.
How you pronounce his name?
6-0.
Yep.
1.03 ERA. I hadn't looked at these numbers in a while, so it's pretty awesome to look at.
Pretty wild, yeah.
1 save, just for fun.
I don't even remember that. 70
strikeouts, 14 walks, and that is in 43 2/3 innings. 70 Ks in 43 2/3.
Yeah.
So how about Olthoff?
He's 5-1, 2.56 in 9 starts, 56 innings, 70 Ks exactly.
Wow.
And 9 walks.
9 walks, okay.
56 innings, though. So Gavin obviously has a lot more strikeouts per inning, strikeouts per 9.
Per 9.
Yeah. And more walks as well, but
5 less free passes. Gavin has hit 7 batters on the year as well.
This guy's hit 3.
All right, so you get maybe a little more control with Olthoff. You get more Ks per 9 with Gavin, and they are both aces.
Yeah, I mean,
and again, I go back to this, Ronnie. That is a great under the lights Friday night game. Not a great
1 p.m.
Yeah, that takes away from it, man.
Maybe Cliff Godwin and Tulane's coach should
have an agreement
and say,
do it Saturday.
Your guy on game 2.
Do it either game 2 or do it Saturday, because game 2 starts at like 5 o'clock or something. It's still not the whole
5:30, whatever.
Let's roll them out Saturday. Let's do a gentleman's agreement.
You should tell Cliff Godwin that.
All right. I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk to him right now. I will tell him in the offseason if they do this again to have a gentleman's agreement with the opposing team's coach to roll these guys out in prime time when you're going to have your biggest attendance under the lights. That would be awesome.
Or the AAC could have helped and had game 2s on Sunday and make them, or not game 2, double headers on Sunday. At the end of the series, and make them 7 innings.
Yeah.
And you're good.
Then we could have
then
both
you'd have
complete
Friday,
games.
Saturday deal.
But anyway, it is what it is, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm mad because I don't get to see Gavin pitch.
That's true. You never do. You're always there on Saturday and Sunday.
I'm a big Cooch guy. Well, not anymore. I'm a Tyler Smith guy, apparently.
Yeah. But no, it'll be interesting. I'm assuming we'll get some updates, at least on Wiz and Hunt, whatever, tomorrow. Maybe not definitively, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, it's a big series. There's no doubt. And Tulane's pitching beyond that one guy. just looking at their scores a little bit has been key. They've had some shutouts. They've won some low-scoring type games, and ECU has as well. I mean, again, Gavin's been dominant. They've won, basically every start he's had.
Yep.
Smith and Coochman have been up and down, but if you get the good versions of those guys, ECU, you got to like their chances. And look, this is the reality of this is kind of like a regional postseason, whatever type. These are the type of teams, these are the type of games you're going to be playing in if they want to make a run in the postseason. So, I'm sure they're game for it, and this will be it. So it's a big weekend.
Let's take a time out. We got more to go with Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector. We'll talk more Pirate baseball, maybe a little other ECU athletics, and what's going on around the world of sports. That is on the way when we kick off Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Former National Hockey League player Craig Cox. If you're going to get into a fight on the ice with a guy, what's the one thing you better do?
Better hit him more than he hits you.
But there is an art to the fighting, isn't there?
Everybody's got their own philosophy on, how to do it.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Weekends are made for AJ McMurphy's. Start your Sunday fun day at AJ's. AJ's is now serving brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and a build-your-own Bloody Mary bar. Enjoy your weekend with live music on Friday night and Saturday night with no cover charge. And you can catch all of the MLB and ECU baseball action on AJ's TVs. See you this weekend at AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Here with Melissa from ENS Hemp Company. Melissa, tell us how your products and services can help people.
Well, for over 2.5 years, the team at ENS Hemp Company has been helping educate our community on the many benefits of our products. Our customers have seen great success dealing with everything from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. You can come in today and our staff can help you find the best products for your needs. You can visit us at Fire Tower Road near Sam Jones Barbecue or enshempcompany.com.
Wait up. Papa John's has a new stuffed crust? Oh, we did it. We did it. All our tweets, DMs, and carrier pigeons worked. This ain't just stuffed crust. This is Papa John's crust. Stuffed.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Epic Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza for only $12. The new Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bells Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Hi, this is Jason Shepard with The Place, located on the Washington waterfront. The Place is not just a restaurant anymore. We are now the place for great food, great drinks, and great entertainment for all ages. We have karaoke Wednesday night, shag night Thursday, and live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as well as a great patio to enjoy the beautiful weather. Be sure to check out our Facebook page for all the latest information. The Place is located on Main Street on the Washington waterfront in historic downtown Washington. I look forward to seeing you at The Place.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina, from offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways. We have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
Looking for a professional to take care of your commercial properties or personal yard? Gatlinburg Lawns is here for you because customer service is number one. Gatlinburg Lawns specializes in commercial and residential landscaping design, mulch, hedging, sod installation, pine straw, tree planting, and much more. If you need landscaping help, call Gatlinburg Lawns today for a free quote. 919-647-6193.
Gatlinburg Lawns, we make it pretty.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? You can listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Cliff Rock.
Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday with Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector coming off a 2-2 ECU baseball weekend. Pirates and Tulane, big series feel for this one coming up on Friday. With 2 games and then Saturday and Sunday to wrap up the 4-game series. And talked a lot about what Tulane has. Well, talked a lot about their pitching, Ronnie. How about the Tulane bats? I'll pull them back up as well. Yeah, what kind of games are you expecting this weekend? Is it going to be Friday? If you had to put money on it, you would say take the under. It's going to be
that's low scoring.
Gavin Williams versus Olthoff. They're number one. But how about the rest of the series? You had mentioned that their pitching had been pretty good beyond Olthoff, but how about the hitting?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at these numbers here for their season, I mean, it looked pretty balanced, but nothing. I mean, just home run wise, obviously, you kind of always go to that. Most guys have 3, 5, 1, 2, 6, 2, 5. There's not. ECU looks like has better power numbers probably across the board. They got a guy, whoever Bennett Lee is batting .461, 25 runs, a couple home runs, but he looks like an on-base guy. I'm assuming that might be their leadoff hitter hitting top of the, somewhere near the top of the order there. So, I think it's probably a pitching, defense, whatever type team. I don't think they're a huge offensive team, looks like, just looking at these basic kind of numbers at first glance. So, and again, if you look at their scores, especially recently, they've been relatively low scoring, 3-0, 6-5, 5-0, 4-2, those type of games here, just rattling off some recent scores. So, maybe that's good for ECU if they get some good pitching out of it, especially with the 4-starter thing we talked about. So I would guess low scoring, which means they'll probably be the opposite. But, I think it's going to be that way. Certainly Friday, I think. I think when you get into Sunday and teams run out of pitching, understandably, there can be some errors and high runs and different things. But early on, the first few games, I think it's going to be pitching-led.
Well, let's run some what-ifs. This is what people like to hear. This is what I like to hear, listening to talk radio, a little speculation with some education behind it. So
I like it.
Next week, they will announce 20 potential sites for regionals. So that was some new news that came out last week that not just the 16, they're going to announce 20 potential sites for regionals and then narrow that down as we get closer to Selection Monday. So ECU right now, I'm going to say would be one of those 20 sites.
Yep.
What do they need to do this weekend, Ronnie, to secure that? Would 2-2 do it? Do they need a 3-1? Would 1-3 be disaster? All right, what do you got? What do you think?
I think 2-2 does it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure because
I feel that way.
The RPI would still be there. What I see, you have the RPI up.
Tulane's in the 70s though. That concerns me a little bit, but I think right now they're definitely looked at as a postseason team. The way they played.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much the committee respects the American this year, though.
Yeah.
There's that too. I mean, you talk to the baseball minds, Aaron Fitt, like he said going into this that they didn't have much respect for the AAC. He called it a mediocre conference. So does Tulane get credit for all the wins they're piling up? You would hope so, but that's not a certain. That's not a guarantee.
Yeah, and I wonder too. They always talk about recency bias and this type of stuff, and even the basketball tournament. What if you're playing well at the end, well, you might get it on the bubble or whatever. I mean, again, disaster scenario. ECU gets swept or it goes 1-3. Would that play into then the committee announcing a day later or whatever? I don't know. I mean,
are they going to project what's going to happen after this announcement?
Exactly.
Where ECU will probably win these next two and do well in the tournament. The more I think about it, the more even a 1-3 they would have a shot at it.
Yeah,
is that kind of what you're getting at?
I think they're pretty. Again, I think unless they get swept, then maybe there's some concern. But the other thing, I've listened to some on the podcast of D1 Baseball, Aaron Fitt and those guys. They keep trying to talk about, and they catch themselves, kind of like what we're doing. Well, if TCU wins the Big 12, this could happen or whatever. But they're announcing these regional sites in a week. Mm-hmm. It's like you don't know who's going to win the Big 12 or the American or the ACC or whatever, which I guess they're safeguarding. Okay, well, here's the 20, what would be the word, candidates, and then when they get to the tournament or the announcement, the real bracket, they will know who won the American and the ACC and the Big 12, whatever. But I wonder how much that's going to play into it, like winning your conference. And what if Tulane wins the conference, but ECU's their regional host? Like, does that make sense? I'm not talking about the tournament. I'm talking about, like, the regular season. Like, Tulane wins the American, and ECU's the regional host. I guess it can happen.
Yeah. That could definitely happen.
It looks like that's a possibility. But I don't know. It'd be interesting for sure. But there's no question there's some things riding on the line this weekend. But
hopefully the committee likes and projects ECU as much as this Warren Nolan RPI does. ECU's projected RPI, good news, Pirate fans, is 10 overall.
Right now it's in the teens.
Kind of the bad news, though, they're projecting them to go 43-12, which means ECU can only lose 3 more games in that span. That seems like some pretty tough sledding, right? To try to go 13-3 the rest of the way in that series against Tulane, Cincinnati, who you've already gotten, and in South Florida. It could be done, but that is that's also saying that if ECU plays just tremendous baseball the rest of the way, they may not get to that top 8. Which
I mean, I think securing a regional host is the goal.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not that they can't get a top 8. I mean, clearly they can play well and do it, but it's just tough to do. I always go back to the 19 team that didn't get top 8, and that team's RPI was
we were paying so much attention to the RPI,
and they ended up being 11.
Yeah.
So clearly the committee saw different from the RPI.
Yeah,
and this is such a weird year anyway. I don't know. Is the committee going to base a lot of it on RPI or not? I've heard those guys at D1 Baseball talk about that as well. They've even said, like, we'll throw out, like, don't worry about the RPI too much. They're going to base it on other things. So it's kind of a wild card type of year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think if ECU plays well, they finish top 2 in the league, the RPI stays in the teens or better, or top 20, I think they're a regional host. And they're going to put in a good bid. They have the fan base. Some of the external factors that we've talked about comes into that. They're going to get as many fans as they can possibly get in there, which is 50%, obviously, but they'll fill that 50 easily. It's a good market. I mean, some of that I think does help or hurt teams. So yeah, I still like their chances. They just got to kind of keep playing well and see what happens.
Over the weekend, this is not including ECU athletics, but was held out at the at Johnson Stadium out at ECU.
Yeah, we both watched some of that.
Round 2 of the women's soccer NCAA tournament, and I did PA for the first game on Saturday, which had Arizona State versus Duke. Now, both teams had their fans there. They were both kind of getting rowdy. Like, it was fun. It was a great game. Duke scored with about 3 minutes left to send it into overtime and ended up winning in OT. The Duke goalie was Ruthie Jones, sister of Giants quarterback Daniel Jones.
Wow.
There's a factoid for you.
Didn't know that.
And Duke's assistant coach was Carla Overbeck, who was part of the 99 Women's World Cup team. So that was pretty neat. The game was fun. Shirley did some PA for the games after that. And one of the assistant coaches for Santa Clara is
Steve Nash?
No. Nope. Brandy Chastain.
Oh, really?
Yes, the most famous
99er.
Yeah. And unfortunately for Shirley, she was not there.
Yeah, because I flat demanded it. Oh, Lord. What are you watching over there? Soccer.
Yeah, little Serie A.
Toronto.
Serie A.
I think it's Torino versus Parma. And,
Yeah.
we just had a goal scored.
I demanded that
3-0,
if Brandy
Chandler.
Chastain was anywhere within the confines of Johnson Stadium, that she had to be brought to the press box so I could get a picture
I
done
should have
with
done
her.
the Chastain celebration there.
I know, right?
That would have been something.
But
I was told she's married to the head coach of Santa Clara, which I believe his name is Jerry Smith.
yeah,
Is
can
that
I
right?
say something?
Yeah.
She's married to him, and that was also her coach. That's
there is a significant age difference between the two.
It's a little creepy.
Interesting.
A little creepy.
But I
to
tell
me.
you what, Santa Clara, very, very good soccer team. They
Did they
played
win?
Ohio State. Oh, yeah, they shellacked Ohio State. I think the final was 4-1, but it really wasn't that close. But the other game was a little bit more
was that?
interesting. That was Arkansas and Utah Valley.
Yeah.
It was Utah
who
Valley
won?
State, I think it was.
Yeah.
Arkansas
Okay.
advanced.
The Razorbacks.
And Santa Clara advanced. So
what, you went out there?
I went out there Wednesday, the first round.
Were you like covering it, or
I went and
like
talked
did a
to
little
some
story?
fans,
Yeah.
about like.
And I should say, and Shirley, so it was Arizona State, Duke, and in the middle there was like some people with pirate gear on. Like, hey, I want to go watch a tournament game.
Oh yeah, there were quite a few ECU fans that came out and watched the game. I even saw Kim McNeil, ECU head basketball coach, was out there with her kids watching the game. So it had a local feel to it. It was interesting to see the Arkansas fans because they were doing the
the pig suey
thing, which I had never seen in person.
Yeah, I haven't
so that
either.
was rather interesting. But I'm sure it's not as alluring as maybe 50,000 strong doing it, as opposed to maybe about 15-20 people. But still, it was interesting.
And I was like, well, this is really neat. How often is Greenville going to be able to do this? And the person I asked said probably not again.
Yeah.
It was so the NCAA men's basketball tournament was all held in Indianapolis, Indiana, or Indiana, I should say, and around that area. The women's soccer tournament, all the sites were North Carolina, and I'm assuming surely the championship will be at the complex in Cary.
In Cary,
I would
yes.
imagine.
Yeah, because that's where a lot of them were staying, was
Yeah.
in Cary.
It was like the third round in Cary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the first two rounds, like UNCW, ECU, there's
Cool.
games in Wilson, Greensboro. It's kind of the surrounding to get to Cary, basically.
But that was pretty
I was
neat.
into it as well. Yeah, it's funny. We all three, because I went Wednesday when Arizona State played Siena, and talked to some people about what are you doing all week. And
Arizona State fans
they were into
they
it.
had shirts that said Duke sucks.
Yeah, one guy was
They
wearing a
had
James
signs.
Harden jersey.
Yeah, I saw him.
I talked to him. He was cool. Him and his girlfriend, and yeah, they were. I was like, man, and they were really good. I honestly was like, I'd like to watch that Duke Arizona State game.
It was a great game.
They were like, they were fast. I was like, these teams obviously are really legit. So
It really made me want to see Jason Hamilton and his team make the tournament, Shirley.
get there.
So hopefully they can do that.
And the funny thing is that Arkansas had a former ECU tie to it, because Rob Donenworth
Oh, yeah.
was on their staff.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I was told that.
And Jason Hamilton actually was sitting over by the Arkansas bench, and I guess probably just catching up with Ron, or Rob, excuse me. But I would catch glimpses of Jason sitting on the other side by the bench. And it's funny that you talk about that game and how interesting it was. That's the game that you tried to get me to pick up, because you didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you were trying to get a whole Saturday off, as opposed to just a few
Part of a Saturday
part of a Saturday off. And
I'm glad I did it. How about that?
yeah, no, because I thought it was funny, because I came in the press box and Justin Bear came. He was like, "Yeah, Clip just had to do an overtime game." I'm like, "Really?" I was like, well, I'm kind of glad I did pick up that 12 o'clock game.
Duke ended up scoring in overtime?
Yeah, they scored right at the end of regulation and then in OT.
Wow.
Did not go to PKs. Chip has a baseball question. What happens if all the 20 regional host sites they choose fall apart?
What does that mean?
Well, I think his real question here is, will they drop out?
Don't play well?
Yeah. Can new teams be added? I'm going to say no to that.
So the point of this, too, I've had a couple people explain it to me and heard some different things. The point of this isn't, people have to think of it, it's not really competition-based. I mean, it is, but the point of this is so these pool of teams can prepare for testing. There's different protocols that has to be set up for these events. You have to have like a tent for this, a testing room, a testing site for this, hotel. Like the NCAA, obviously, because we're still in the pandemic, we're trying to get out of it. But there's a lot of protocols that have to be set up that you can't just throw on a school. They don't want to at least throw it on a school on Monday and say, hey, you got a game starting Friday at 2 p.m. So they're announcing these 20 schools so these 20 schools can prepare and get their room set up and their clinic and their testing site and where they're going to get tested and where the results are going to go and how, like, all that type of stuff set up a month in or wherever we're at. A month and a change in advance. So that's the reasoning.
Right.
So if half of those teams tank, they're still hosting because they're the ones that have the testing stuff set up, basically.
Yeah.
But that's probably not going to happen.
I mean, there's no way they all tank.
Yeah.
There could be a couple that do, but
yeah. So it's going to work itself out. But
trust me, there'll be plenty to complain about.
Yeah.
When Fairfield gets left out, everybody's going to be mad.
I laud the NCAA for that. I'll credit, they're putting safety over the risk of that happening, basically. They want to make sure their schools are prepared because look at the NCAA basketball tournament. Who was it that didn't get to play? They got booted from the first round. Whoever Oregon was supposed to play.
Virginia Tech or something?
Somebody didn't get to play. I think they're trying to avoid that happening. They don't want to have a tournament where a team can't play, another team advances, this happens, games are postponed, whatever. They want the sites to have things ready, clean, ready to go, and to run as smoothly as possible. At least they're trying to. So, personally, I can credit that. Pick the teams, get them ready.
Yeah.
We could do this. It's not that hard, right?
What, picking the teams?
Mississippi State, Mississippi, Texas Tech. It's the same teams.
Yeah.
For the most part, we could pick 20 teams. There's a good chance 16 of those are going to be good regional hosts. Vanderbilt, Louisville. I can keep going on. Oregon, ECU, whatever. Louisville,
Fairfield,
Texas,
Notre
Texas.
Dame.
Notre Dame as well. It's not that hard to figure out who 20 good teams would be.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Anything else going on, Ronnie? Is there any peeps out of the ECU basketball program? Do we still have one? Is Joe Dooley the coach? What is happening?
I haven't heard a lot, to be honest. At least not anything with concrete details. I guess intrigued or looking out on the signing stuff.
We're almost 2 weeks into that, right?
Yeah, just on when they announce some recruits that have signed, I think that would be a significant step one way or another. So we'll see how it goes. I think that's kind of the piece out there that's linking maybe a lot of this stuff together. That's what I'm kind of looking for, and I would tell other people to kind of look for if that's a sign one way or another. I might be wrong, but that's where kind of my radar is at on it.
As far Redbeard says, does Ronnie think there are too many teams in this tournament? Redbeard, that is a great question. Should there just be an SEC tournament, Ronnie, and we just stop there?
I like the baseball setup. Man, your team in Toronto is rolling.
I just needed one goal.
Oh, okay.
That was offsides.
Oh, it was.
So that didn't count.
No, I love I think we've talked about this. I love baseball because it's really, obviously, we know in this market, it's really hard to make it to Omaha. And I think it's really fair because there's a double elimination tournament. If you get through that, then you have to go play 2 out of 3 games to then get to Omaha, where there's a whole nother double elimination tournament.
And
a whole nother series at the end.
Everybody's got an ace.
Yeah.
It does allow for the Cinderellas, if you want to call Coastal Carolina one from years ago. Maybe even Oregon State when they beat North Carolina. Wasn't that North Carolina was supposed to win it all that year, right? So,
but it's still really difficult to do. I guess. Like if you make it to Omaha, you didn't just scoot by. Like you had to win a tournament, regional, and then have a whole week for your opponent to reset things, get their rotation ready. You mean it obviously again takes a lot for that to happen to get to Omaha, and then to get through Omaha, because when you get there, there's not random teams there in Omaha. You know, I mean, you're going to have those same powers mixed in with some others maybe. I meant to look at this weekend.
So
I'll take James Madison over whoever else.
I have not watched a FCS playoff game. Has anybody here? Ronnie?
Nope.
Chandler? Shirley? No.
But I bet one of those teams will win.
James Madison, we were down to the Final Four. South Dakota State versus Delaware, and James Madison versus Sam Houston.
Yep.
So there you go.
Same teams, right?
5/8. What date is that? That would be Saturday. So Saturday at noon and Saturday at 2:30.
South Dakota State's a really good team, right? Trey Lance.
Well, he's North Dakota State.
Oh, North Dakota State.
And they got beat. They got beat by Delaware. No. Sam Houston beat North Dakota State.
Okay.
Without Trey Lance.
It's like Alabama losing, right?
Pretty much.
And James Madison is Clemson.
They're a dynasty. Yeah, that's a pretty good call. South Dakota State's the number 1.
Okay.
So they're Ohio State.
Yeah.
Sam Houston State's number 2.
They're always typically pretty good. So they're like Georgia. Delaware has Flacco.
This is so insulting to these FCS
Not
teams.
insulting. I'm just saying it's the same kind of setup.
Yeah.
For the most part.
So yeah, I have not. I need to watch some of that, but
I haven't either.
I'm not on Saturday because I'm going to be at Clark Leclerc.
Yeah.
So that'll be hopefully I can catch the championship. Put it in prime time. Put it on like a Monday night or something so I can watch it.
I feel like it's usually on like a Friday night when they get to the championship, or maybe it's a Saturday night.
In a normal year,
a lot of the replays are like highlights.
I feel like it's always in the afternoon. It's always
really?
like sunshine. I don't know.
No.
Maybe there was a date on
At
what
least
I
when
was just
App
looking
State
at.
used to win all of them. I remember they were always at night.
Yeah.
But no, this is a different year.
Getting excited about ECU and Appalachian State. Ronnie had a great Brian Bailey show. We'll talk to Bailey in just a moment. Donnie Kirkpatrick joined him on the show today. Donnie, great as always. So,
any good Donnie moments? I needed to listen to that archive, but
I like when he was talking about how they put him on the
the mic'd up thing.
Well, they put him on the 1 yard line. You remember that in practice, and he was all upset about it. And he was like, "And we had done a great job that day." And then they were like, "You can't keep well enough alone," so they put us back there. And you got Big John bumping Papa Roach. The fact that he name dropped Papa Roach, I found pretty entertaining
for sure.
And he was like, and then Shane Calhoun missed the block, and it was all He pretty much says exactly what he feels about every single thing. So it was a great hour of radio. If you missed it, you can check it out at 6 and hear it on Pirate Radio. If you'd like to, you can check it out anytime on Facebook or on YouTube, as Donnie K joined Double B today.
Yeah, no, it's too good.
Kind of a quiet period for as far as covering football. You got any stories, for the summer or anything?
I'm gonna write something this week probably. When I saw Friday, John Gilbert did the fan thing, kind of updated. Look, they're expecting
buy tickets, show up,
do it. Yeah,
we're gonna be there.
Let's roll type of thing, and it kind of matches up with some of the stuff Mike Houston talked about after the spring game. He talked a decent amount about looking ahead to the schedule, and they got to get past the virus. They can't have another stoppage, and that he was honest that hurt them in the spring a little bit. He liked the spring, but could have been better if they didn't have that pause. So he had some kind of look ahead type things I want to kind of look at more, and there's always football content and stuff out there. So yeah, the recruiting thing, June 1. Is
that's
resetting the recruiting
madhouse.
Yeah, I mean, so that alone is going to be June and July.
Yeah,
very interesting. Michael Allen at Rose is very involved in that. Obviously,
he's a junior.
Junior.
Okay,
yeah. So he could commit.
Yeah,
if the timeline of when a lot of kids kind of make those decisions is heading into their senior year. So I don't know him personally well enough to know, but I've also got a little two-legged baby thing on the way.
When is that, Ronnie?
Weeks.
When is the date?
So May 29th.
Okay.
Will it be May 29th? I don't know, but we're thinking May, maybe June. But I've already bought a push present, which we've talked about this via text. That's May focused. There's gemstones for each month, you know, and I already gave my wife a May gemstone bracelet.
All right, got that out of the way.
No, but if she holds on until June, I'm in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Because June's a whole nother thing.
You're good. You're good. But do you have to get a Mother's Day present for her?
I've already thought about this. And I'm going to go safe rather than risky. So I'm going to go yes.
Yeah, you might as well.
What's the harm in getting one?
Man, they got you for May, Mother's Day, and potentially
and the
June.
push present. And June, maybe. We got to take back the May present for June. We'll figure that out.
Man.
But yeah, there's a lot going on.
Tough times.
Yeah.
Ronnie, thanks for hanging out.
You got it.
You can be here next week?
Yeah.
When's your when's the Ronnie Woodward cutoff date?
Yeah, we need to talk about that at some point.
All right, we'll figure that out.
I think I got another week or
You're in for next week?
Yeah,
All right.
I think I got another week.
Good deal. All right, we'll take a time out. We'll come back, hook up with Double B, Brian Bailey. He joins us on the Fixed NC Live line when we return on Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. We're back with you after this.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Megan State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
You demand perfection. That's why you drive the perfect car. Okay, maybe it's not exactly perfect, but it's perfect to get you to Domino's for their perfect $7.99 carry-out deal. Carry out any 3-topping pizza or a 10-piece order of wings, smothered in delicious sauces like hot buffalo, garlic parmesan, and honey barbecue, just $7.99 each. Demand the perfect carry-out deal at Domino's. Carry-out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes XL and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Sam Jones, and we're open and here to serve you with some of the best whole hog barbecue, chicken, turkey, ribs, and homemade sides every day for lunch and dinner. There are 3 easy ways to enjoy Sam Jones barbecue. Swing by our drive-thru window or try one of our 2 curbside takeout options by calling in your order at 689-6997 or ordering online at samjonesbbq.com. We love Eastern North Carolina, and we invite you to come by and enjoy some great tasting Sam Jones barbecue today.
At U.S. Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to U.S. Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
If you love the food at Villa Verde, and hey, who doesn't? Now Villa Verde makes it even easier for you to order takeout. Tell us about it, Jay.
If you go to myvillaverde.com, you can order online, and we'll have it ready for you to go. Plus, you can pick it up at either one of our locations. No waiting in line to pay, and no waiting at all. Just pick it up and go. With online ordering from myvillaverde.com, or from our mobile app, plus even from our Facebook page. Villa Verde, now with 2 Greenville locations to serve you. Villa Verde, a platform for good.
Save during Bostic Sugg Furniture's Spring Styles event. Freshen things up, make a statement, and make it exciting. Save on new looks, new colors, new styles. We have so many beautiful ways to update your home. Explore our 35,000 square foot showroom. From name brands like Bassett, La-Z-Boy, Rowe, Kincaid, and Restonic, get up to 15% off plus 6 months special financing, or get special financing for 48 months. Step up your style right now at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Pirate Radio.
We're going to be bigger, faster, stronger, and older. That's always a good combination.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come experience the difference at Tommy's. Now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now back to the show.
Welcome back. Greenville Utilities Neighbor to Neighbor program provides help for those who need temporary assistance with their utility costs, and you can make a difference. Your tax-deductible donation can be added to your GUC bill each month, or you can make a one-time donation, and GUC will match all donations up to $20,000 each year. Consider helping a neighbor with GUC's Neighbor to Neighbor program. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All righty, let's spend a couple of minutes of this Monday chatting it up with BB, Brian Bailey, who joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Double B, how you doing, man?
Not bad. How's everything today?
What'd you say?
How's everything today?
Oh, okay. It's going well. Okay. Bailey, we haven't talked much Derby on the show, and you were Derby dash bashing on Saturday. Shirley Rhodes, our Pirate Radio Live Derby champion here, Bailey. But how'd you do? Did you have the right horse? Did you enjoy that?
You know, I usually watch it a little closer. I really didn't do any research on it this year. We were at the Derby Dash Bash, and we were watching it there. I mean, I always enjoy it. I was just still fascinated by just where Churchill Downs is, because I've told this story before, but I always imagined it was out in the middle of nowhere in Kentucky, and people would park for miles and miles around and then walk a long way to this horse palace in the middle of nowhere. And that's not it at all. When you go to Louisville, it's right in the middle, right by Louisville's campus, and it's right there in the middle of everything. So it's really different to me, but I always like to see all the color and pageantry of the Kentucky Derby.
Is that like a bucket list thing? Would you like to go one year?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, real high on the bucket list.
Yeah.
Things I'd rather do. But, I mean, I would. If somebody said, hey, I got tickets to the Derby and, I got rooms, you want to go? I'd be, yeah, I'd love to go. So.
Yeah. Bailey, ECU baseball over the weekend, 2-2 split, and man, they got a doozy of a series coming up this Friday as they'll be taking on Tulane. It's got that big series feel to it because right now Tulane is ahead in the standings. ECU looking up at the Green Wave, and they've got their front end pitcher Gavin Williams has been flawless this year at perfect record, and what he's been able to do. So you're going to have that big one. And I said this to Ronnie. And it kind of stinks, Bailey, they're doing these Friday doubleheaders because you're going to get Gavin versus their number one, and it's going to be Friday 1 o'clock, like while people are working, and you want that game kind of Friday under the lights, but instead it'll be a Friday afternooner, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, those Friday night 7 o'clock starts when for our purposes, we go out there and go live at 6:20, and people are coming around to the ballpark and tailgating and everything. It's got has a big game feel. This does have a big game feel for the series. I mean, East Carolina's kind of gotten themselves in a hole. If you want to win the regular season, you got to take 3 out of 4 in this thing, and it's going to be very difficult. They've got to get some pitching problems worked out. I think Cliff Godwin's going to speak to the media tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see what he says about some of the issues that they've had pop up, because I think he said after the game the other day when they lost by 10, and I guess that was game 2. He'd never seen anything like it. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it in college baseball, where it's too late, and then you go 4-2, and then you don't get them out until the last run scored on a sac fly. So that was kind of bizarre. But
if you tell me Jake Kuchmaner is going to get his 5 innings in and allow 3 runs, Bailey, I feel okay. I'll take that. And that's what happened, and they still got run ruled. It's crazy.
Yeah, you take it and run, but I mean, baseball's a funny sport like that. It's not, you don't send robots out to the mound and they do the same thing every time. You know what they can do. It's just a matter of, are they going to do it? And I think that's what we saw.
Bailey, you had one of the all-time best guests on the Brian Bailey Show today, Donnie Kirkpatrick. He can carry the hour and then some, and he did that today at noon. If folks want to hear it again, you can check it out at 6 o'clock. But he was, as advertised, Bailey, always a fantastic guest, and I really enjoyed you guys talking football earlier today.
Man, he's just fun to talk to. It's just like talking to an old friend. It's like you're sitting around watching a game or something and just chatting it up, because I didn't write down one question to go in there with. I knew all I had to do was ask one, and he would go with it. But yeah, we had some nice comments and questions from our Facebook Live feed, and he has so much information, and he always shoots from the hip. I mean, he kind of tells you what's going on, what we're doing. So I like having him in town. I like having him as the offensive coordinator at East Carolina.
Brian, how'd your Cowboys do in the draft? Did you get some guys you wanted, some guys you like?
Well, it's one of those things. I like to read the draft grades, and then I've seen everything from A+ for the Cowboys to D-. That sounds like me in a typical semester. But I mean, so I don't know how they did. I was disappointed in a couple of the picks because there were people that I knew, and that like Dante Smith was picked with pick number 139, and the Cowboys picked 138. And picked Josh Ball, the offensive tackle out of Marshall, who was at Florida State at one point and got in trouble with some domestic violence issues. So he says that's all behind him. But, if you get a chance to take a guy like Dante Smith from East Carolina, I think I would like that better.
Oh, no, the Cowboys are definitely taking that guy, the guy with the criminal history.
Yeah, well, they didn't take a lot of them, but they did take that one. In round 5, the Cowboys picked at 179, and they took a wide receiver out of Stanford. And I'm not sure how you say his name, but it's Simi, S-I-M-I, and Ferroko, I guess, F-E-H-O-K-O, over Cornell Powell at 181. So Cornell ended up going to the Chiefs, which, if I'm Cornell Powell, I'd rather go to the Chiefs than go to the Cowboys.
Man, if he could make that squad and just get on the field, he's going to get some balls from Patrick Mahomes. That's a great spot to be in.
It is. And talking to him, I talked to him Friday night. He had a little draft party, and then he didn't go until Saturday. But then we got another interview with him on Saturday, and he was talking about Mahomes, talking to him, and Andy Reid. And we got some secret audio. I say secret. Kansas City released some audio with the owner talking to him and Eric Bieniemy talking to him that we're going to show at 5. It's really
cool.
I mean, it's really one of those cool things. So we got that scheduled for our 5:20 sportscast today.
Shirley, do you still have Zaven Collins from the other day? So you always hear the conversations from the coach and player when he's being drafted from the owner. My favorite was Zaven Collins, the Tulsa linebacker, Bailey, who we saw play a lot of good football against ECU and in the AAC. But he had my favorite conversation while he was being drafted, mostly due to one line that he said. But we got that pulled up. This is him talking to the Arizona Cardinals GM.
Hello.
Zaven. Steve Kime.
Steve, how's it going?
Good, man. You got some dogs in the background? What do you got going on there?
Steve, how's it going? Stop.
I didn't tell you I was picking you yet, man. Tell them to calm down a little bit.
Oh, my God. All my family's here.
You ready to roll?
Steve, we're going to kill everyone.
We're going to bleep and kill everyone, says Zaven Collins. So he went from celebrating with his family to stone cold killer there. But you hear all these conversations come out, Bailey. I'm interested to hear the Cornell Powell that you guys have.
I tell you, it is interesting to hear, because these guys are so nervous and so, anxious. And, and like I said, I talked to Cornell on Friday night, and, he was anxious, excited, but almost like they wanted to get it over with. They wanted their name called and just get on with where they're going to go. And there's so many questions leading into it.
And there's probably there's two feelings. There's one that I'm the best player in this thing. They should take me right now. There's also, I wonder how much of them think about the Aaron Rodgers or kind of the Mac Jones that we saw this year, where they're just sitting there like, am I going to get picked? Like I wonder if that ever crosses the mind of these guys.
Well, and it's just one of those things where, when you follow some of these guys and you've watched them play, and then you think about, because you're a big NFL fan, I'm a big NFL fan, not just for our teams. We just like to watch the games, whoever's playing.
Yeah.
I mean, and so it's one of those things. Now you get a chance. Hey, he's in Kansas City, so the Chiefs are on. You get a chance to turn it over and see if you wear 17, if you see him out there. So I think it's really neat to see these guys. And Cornell, he may have been the best high school football player that I've seen in my 37 years.
Wow.
He was, because he was just a man amongst boys. He Conley would put 3 people on him, a triple coverage, and he would still go up and catch a touchdown pass. He was that good.
Bailey, always enjoyed the chat. Check out the Brian Bailey Show coming up 6 o'clock. Donnie K and Double B with a great hour-long football chat. Bailey, we'll talk to you soon, man. Have a great week.
Sounds good. Take care.
We'll take a time out, come back, and visit with the big man on campus, Jeff Nadu. Who did he like over the weekend? Who had a great draft? Who had a bad draft? And what's coming up tonight in football and basketball, baseball and basketball? We'll talk about that with Jeff Nadu when we return after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
A car wash experience like no other is here at the new Tommy's Express. You'll enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride through our bright, inviting wash as luscious foams and soft cloths treat your car like new. After a final rinse, wax, and blow dry for a beautiful spot-free shine in just about 3 minutes, help yourself to our free vacuums and mat washers. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
You know texting while driving is dangerous. That's not new information. Yet most people admit to doing it anyway. Drivers are 23 times more likely to be involved in a car accident while texting. Know the facts and wait to text. The danger is real and it applies to you. Auto Owners Insurance. The no problem people. Information provided by Virginia Tech Transportation Institute.
This is Jeff Gibson with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
At U.S. Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to U.S. Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina, from offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways. We have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Touchdown Tony Collins, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
This hour of PRL is brought to you by Tommy's Express Car Wash. Come experience the difference at Tommy's. Now open at the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road. Doesn't your car deserve it? Visit Tommy's Express Car Wash today. Now back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, you can watch all of Pirate Radio's local programming on YouTube Live as well as Facebook Live. All you got to do is go to YouTube and search for Pirate Radio TV and click on the subscribe button. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All righty, let's wrap up hour number 2 by talking to Jeff Nadu, the big man on campus. We will head out to the Fixed NC Live line, talk a little MLB, NBA, and look back at the 2021 NFL Draft. Jeff, how you doing today?
Pretty good, Clip. How are you?
Hey, man, doing great. Coming off a fun draft weekend and got some baseball and basketball to discuss tonight. But first things first, got to start here. It was April 30th. It was 10:58 p.m. And at Jeff Nadu, big man on campus, tweeted out, "Just bet Redskins large to win the NFC East." Jeff, what did you like about Washington's draft this weekend?
Yeah, I think, and this really goes to 3 of the 4 teams in the NFC East. I think all of them had very good drafts, and I think one of them didn't have a particularly good draft when it comes to next year. And when you look at Washington, you know, weirdly enough, this was not weirdly, but this was a playoff team last year, but they have a lot of solid players. It was really about finding some depth, filling in some positions that maybe you're not as strong at, you know, and going from there. Look, it's all going to come down to whether Ryan Fitzpatrick can take you through, and I think he can. He's proven to be a very good backup at this league and can be a starter. I really like some of the additions they made. I thought the outside linebacker pick with Jamon Davis was very important. It's kind of something I thought they needed, and he's, you know, a top 3 linebacker in the class. You get a kid in St. Just to be kind of a backup quarterback, kind of a second or third stringer. That's helpful. I really like De'Ame Brown. I think to go along with Curtis Samuel, those are 2 really good slot receivers. You already have Adam Humphries. You added him. You drafted Gandy Golden last year, and you have a star in Terry McLaurin. I like the depth addition of Cosme at left tackle. He's a 3-year starter, a guy that I think can become a starter for them someday. And, you know, adding a John Bates, kind of a do-it-all tight end. I just really like the draft they had. I would have, you know, I got to be honest, I think when you look at what they had, they just have an influx of a ton of players and a ton of positions. And not all these guys will make the team, but I thought they really drafted terrific. And I think going into the to next year, I think they're right there with the Cowboys in the NFC East.
Jeff, I don't know these guys like you do as far as players. I knew the positions of need, or at least what I thought to be the positions of need, and you just hit all of them. They got pretty much everything. I think they chose the route of need and BPA, best player available, and I feel like they did a good job. Jeff, who's the one team you said 3 out of the 4 had a good draft for the upcoming season? Who's the one team that did not, in your opinion?
The Eagles.
Is that because they needed too much, or you didn't like what they did in the draft?
Both. I think, I guess I'll say I didn't like what they did specifically. I loved the first pick. Obviously, Devontae Smith is a huge need for this team. The receiver is the number 1 need for this team. Second biggest need is a corner, and you waited till the fourth round to take a corner. And in the second round, instead of taking a corner, you could have taken Asante Samuel. You could have taken all sorts of guys. You take a guy in Landon Dickerson, who, first of which, you didn't necessarily need. Look, if you want to take a lineman in the fourth or fifth round, fine, but offensive line is not a particular need. I know people will bring up the fact that they gave up the most sacks in the league last year, but this is also a team that 4 of their 5 starters out, multiple depth players out as well. This group, when healthy, is the best line in the league. So you do that, which is awful, and added the fact that Landon Dickerson's had 4 knee surgeries in the last 4 seasons. It's just an idiotic pick in the second round. And then to the third round, where you could have addressed corner again and taken an Aaron Robinson out of Central Florida, you take a guy, Milton Williams, on the second strongest unit of your team, the front 7. You don't need a defensive tackle. They just don't. If they wanted to take one, they could have, and they did so in the 5th and 6th rounds, which is where I would have done that. They could have addressed linebacker and corner in the 2nd and 3rd round, and they failed to do it. Going into the season, this team's starting cornerbacks are Darius Slay, Michael Jaquette, and Avonte Maddox. Those are their starting quarterbacks. Slay I love, but you could have addressed a strong other cornerback, and you didn't do it. This team still has needs. They did make some good picks. Kenneth Gainwell at running back was terrific. I love the Jacoby Stevens addition. I think he's going to be a playmaker here. But they made they negated to address the corner, and corner continues to be a problem. They're going to score points this year, but they're also going to give up 400 passing yards a game.
Jeff, I know another draft you liked was right here in the state of North Carolina, the Carolina Panthers. They go defense with J.C. Horn in the first round. And then Scott Fitterer got, I guess this is his M.O. He likes to wheel and deal. They did a lot of trading to kind of pile up some picks. So they're able to get some quantity. We'll see if the quality works out. But what did you like about what the Panthers did?
Yeah, I thought, at least on my board, I thought Horn was the best quarterback in the draft. So I think getting him is huge. He's going to really lock down a position that, you already have a pretty strong young core, with Jeremy Chin and Dante Jackson and Troy Pride Jr. So there's plenty of talent there in the back end, which is nice. You got a good linebacker group. And all of a sudden, you have a good pass rush. You have a young pass rush with Derek Brown and Yetur Gross-Matos and Brian Burns. You had Davion Nixon out of Iowa. I thought that was a really solid pick. This is a guy that can really do it all as an edge rusher. He can stop the run. Really going to help, kind of help that front line. And then, look, you got Terrace Marshall, who, outside of injury, I thought he was a first-round type of receiver. He falls to the second round, and you get some value there. I like the fact that they went out and got not one, but 2 receivers, got a late receiver in Shi Smith. Also, keep in mind, this is another underrated pick, 2 underrated picks. Tommy Tremble, kind of a throwback tight end type, can play fullback, can play tight end, really a blocker, can maybe occasionally, when you're inside the 5, give you an ability to catch the football in the end zone. He's a target. Kind of reminds you, a lot of people, I don't necessarily want to bring this guy up because he's kind of a scumbag, but Kellen Winslow, he kind of reminds me of him a little bit. And then adding Chuba Hubbard. I think Chuba Hubbard has the ability to be the second in the backup running back on this team. So I really like their draft. I think they did a nice job.
One more thing, Jeff. I thought about this over the weekend, and I'll bring it up to you. I feel like I have matured as a football fan, as a draft fan. Like 14-year-old Clip Brock, if he sees these high picks go off the board with a Jamar Chase or Travis Etienne, if I saw that as a kid, I'd be like, oh, man, the Bengals and the Jags are going to be awesome. But now I didn't like either one of those picks just for everything that the Bengals need to protect Joe Burrow. I know, and again, don't get me wrong, Chase is going to be a great player, but then the Jags, moving back up and getting that second pick in the first round and getting a running back instead of other help that they need. I don't know. When they already have a couple running backs on the roster, those kind of stood out to me. I knew you had Chase to the Bengals, so I'm not going to completely disagree with that pick. I just feel like those bad franchises stay bad franchises sometimes because of picks like this. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I wasn't particularly a big fan of the Jags draft. I didn't really understand taking a corner in the second round. You needed a safety. I thought their corner room was actually pretty good. Yeah, I didn't particularly like the Jags draft. But look, getting Trevor Lawrence just makes it a good draft. You have a new coach. I think they're definitely going to be pesky next year. But I actually, with the Bengals, I thought they had a pretty good draft personally. I think offensively they have the ability to be very good this year. They were very good last year, adding another receiver and a playmaker, one with a rapport with Burrow helps. And I know they didn't, at least in the first round, address the offensive line, but Jackson Carman's a guy that can come in right away and play guard for you, and I think he will. You obviously know a lot about Deontay Smith.
Yeah.
He's not a starter, but I think he's going to be really good depth. The problem for Smith is, can he kind of be that beefy guy that you need him to be? He's only 305 pounds, so he's going to have to put on some weight, I think. But I like the rest of the draft. Osai, I like as a pass rusher. I think defensively is where they're going to have issues. I for years have not liked their front seven. I don't know how good they got on that end, but they're going to be a great over team this year, put it that way.
Jeff Nadu joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. One more note on NFL, and we'll move on to what's going on tonight, Jeff. The Aaron Rodgers stuff blew up after we recorded with you on Thursday, and it was a huge story for about 10 hours. And I don't know, it's kind of drifted away since then. Is it much ado about nothing, Jeff? Is this linger on into the 2021 season? Because, I mean, I'm looking at Twitter now, and I'm seeing odds on Aaron Rodgers' next football team and who he takes a snap for in 2021. So how does all this play out when it comes to the 2021 NFL season, in your opinion?
He's not leaving Green Bay, and I got to tell you, after this draft, I wouldn't either. I thought, we'll always throw that out that they don't ever help him, but look, Amari Rodgers, I think he's going to have a great rapport with. Rodgers is a terrific pass catcher in the slot. I think he helps significantly. You draft 3 offensive linemen to kind of help there and to help kind of a young group. They're a lot younger on the offensive line, which helps. Kylan Hill is another running back you can add to a talented class. They've grabbed. I like their draft. I don't. If I'm him, he's not going to get moved. So he's going to have to kind of just deal with it, and that's what great players do. They just figure it out, and they'll be fine. So, yeah, I think he's going to stay in Green Bay. And, yeah, there was that. Maybe he's going to go to Denver. Maybe he's going to go somewhere else. But he ain't going anywhere.
Jeff Nadu, Big Man on Campus, joining us. You can check out Jeff every day. You're doing these YouTubes, right? Looking at the NBA slate of games, Jeff. I know you did one earlier today.
Yep, we got a different guest every day. It's really starting to pick up some steam. I'm happy about it. We break down the NBA card.
A lot of narrow lines tonight when you look at the Pistons, Magic, and tough to get involved in a game with those two teams. But the Pistons are a 2-point favorite at home. Pelicans 2.5 at home against the Warriors. Hawks and Blazers, good matchup tonight in Atlanta. Hawks are 2.5. So there's a lot of games tonight, but just kind of standing out some of those narrow lines. You like any of those tonight, Jeff?
Well, one game that I've already bet, Bulls team total under 103.5. This offense right now for the Bulls is dreadful. Without Zach LaVine, they've just really hit a wall. They've only scored 105 or more once over the last 5 games. This group's really struggling, and it's not going to get any easier. You're going to play a Philadelphia defense. It's as good as it gets in this league. I think they struggle to hit 100. I played that one. I also, in that game, keep an eye on Seth Curry points. You have 9.5 tonight again. This is a guy that's hit 9 or more in 6 of the last 7 games. I had it last night. I'm going to play it tonight, especially for a team that is going to be a little tired. I think Seth Curry, again, over 9.5 makes a lot of sense. He's just been very good. He's starting to really find his stride for Philadelphia coming down the stretch here. I also played another prop. I'm going to play it kind of till the wheels fall off. Stephen Curry over 5.5 threes. Had it the other night. Going to play it again here. The great thing about Steph Curry, as we know, I'm playing both Curry brothers tonight. He attempts like 15 threes every game, so he's going to have a lot of opportunities.
Right.
This is a New Orleans defense clip that is bottom 4 in the NBA in 3-point percentage defense. They allow almost 40 threes a game. I think Steph's going to have a ton of opportunities tonight to go over 5.5.
I think I'll hop in and ride along on that one, big man. The Steph Curry 3-pointers prop. How about tonight in Major League Baseball? Dodgers huge favorites at the Cubs with Buehler on the mound for them. Boy, Phillies played a wild one with the Mets last night. Phillies are favorites at home against the all of a sudden good Milwaukee Brewers. Mets Cardinals tonight. I don't know anything else. Rays Angels. You got Glasnow versus Ohtani, the pitching matchup there. That should be a good one tonight, 9:43 in LA. Anything going on with baseball tonight?
Yeah, I've really been picking my spots in baseball. I've been betting John Means starts. I've been just kind of zeroing in on players and pitchers that I like and overs. Like yesterday, I took the Cubs over, flew over easily. So I'm really picking and choosing. There are days where I don't play baseball at all because of NBA. I really haven't seen much that I love. I considered maybe the Cubs. I think Kyle Hendricks just had a tough season. It's Buehler on the mound. It's the Dodgers. But I like the Cubs. I'm facing lefties, not necessarily righties. Didn't see a ton that I really liked. I don't love Mondays in baseball. It's new series. It's travel day, basically yesterday into Monday. So I'm going to just kind of play it safe and kind of avoid. I do, and I'll keep saying this, keep an eye on this Orioles group. You continue to get plus money prices. John Means is awesome. I love backing him. They're a team I've had my eye on, but no baseball tonight, Clip. Just NBA.
Talk some O's baseball with Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com, coming up Tuesday on Pirate Radio Live, and we will carry the Baltimore Orioles late night games coming up to begin this weekend. And I remember I talked to Mark a few weeks ago and said, remember this stretch with A's, Yankees, A's, all back to back to back. And the O's actually came away from that 500. And every time John Means starts, he wins. I've noticed that, Jeff, that you've been riding him a little bit. So the O's have been a little feisty this year, especially with Means on the mound.
Very feisty.
Yeah.
We'll say this also. Another feisty team has been the San Francisco Giants. I see tonight they're a dog against Colorado. Keep in mind, Clip, this is a thing to keep whenever you're looking at baseball. San Francisco crush Marquez. I mean, Brandon Belt, 27 at-bats, 407. Crawford, 333 and 30 at-bats. You have 3 or 4 guys hitting over 330 against Herman Marquez in Coors. Aaron Sanchez on the mound's been terrific. I got to tell you, I kind of like San Francisco. They've been tough, man, at 17-11, one of the best teams in the major leagues. I like San Francisco a little bit.
Jeff, great stuff, man. Always enjoyed the conversation. We'll chat with you again coming up on Thursday. Have a good rest of your week, man, and we'll check in with you again soon.
Thanks, Clip. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jeff. The BMOC, Jeff Nadu, joining us today on the Fixed NC Live line. Let's take a time out. We'll come back. Hour 3 on tap. Troy D will be here alongside. We will talk to Ryan Robinson from ECU Athletics and also put some ranch on it with Perry Owens, the head football coach of the Washington Pan Pack. It's all ahead on Pirate Radio Live. We're back with you after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Sam Jones of Sam Jones Barbecue and Skylight Inn fame. If it's not cooked with wood, it's not barbecue. That's kind of the big theme of Skylight and your family's history of whole hog barbecue.
If you go back to the origins of barbecue, that was the only heat source. Once upon a time, people cooked hogs in the ground. Simply dig a hole, put something to span that pit, and laid a hog on it. Sometimes it was tree limbs, for instance. And I said, after all these generations, our family has evolved about 3 foot above grade. In the block pit.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip? American Airlines has recently added more flights in and out of PGV. Book today and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines, now with more flights available at PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no-contact delivery or no-contact at-the-door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. Good things come to those who wait. At Jersey Mike's, They also come to those who don't. Download our app, order ahead, and skip the line. Cut to the Chase by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
With rates being historically low, now is the best time to buy or refinance your home. This is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now is the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250 and 685-842. Equal housing lender.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville's new extended care clinic is now open Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., so you can avoid the emergency department for any urgent orthopedics care. For more information, call 757-2663 or visit orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to Eastern North Carolina and the Pirate Nation for more than 35 years. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, we roll on Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. Clip Rock here with you, Troy D, alongside for the final hour of today's program. How you doing, Troy?
Doing good, Clip. How are you? Happy May.
Happy May Day.
It's the first time we've been on the air since May has started.
Correct. Does it feel any different?
No, not yet, but it felt good this weekend. Thought it was, nice weather. I guess it's kind of like I'm considering it a Victory Monday. Perhaps the greatest draft in the history of the Chicago Bears organization.
Think so?
In my lifetime, I can't see them having a better one than this.
Why is that?
Because of who they picked.
Who did they pick?
All types of guys.
Like who? Why? You said it's the best ever. Who do you like?
Well, I love Justin Fields.
Yeah,
their first pick. I love I don't know them by heart, but I like who they were.
All right, you're happy you got
two offensive tackle, two brand new O-line hogs.
Trevin
Jenkins from Oklahoma State and Larry Borum from Missouri.
Sounds great.
The Bears coming out today and releasing Charles Leno Jr.
Yeah, they released.
Did you hear about this?
They released 2 O-linemen today. Actually, I saw
Leno got released. I can't do
because
it.
they're replacing them with these new guys,
with these future All Pros.
Yeah, they did pick up the kid out of North Carolina, the wide receiver Daz. Did you see that?
I did not.
Daz Newsome.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Picked him up in the 6th.
Congratulations.
Yeah. No, I look that they got a running back out of Virginia Tech. That could be a steal in the 6th.
Could be.
So I'm just saying that don't try and rain on our parade.
Best draft ever.
The best news the Bears have had in a long time.
Best is Aaron Rodgers still in Green Bay?
He wants to retire now, which would be awesome.
Now, if that happens,
if Aaron Rodgers retires, all bets are off. The division is in play.
The division is wide open.
Even with Andy Dalton as QB1, the division is in play.
Wow. All right. All right. There's your Bears draft update with Troy D saying the names of their draft picks. We got a big hour 3 on tap. Ryan Robinson going to fire us up.
Oh, yeah.
He'll join us live in the Pirate Radio studios.
This is the first in-studio visit with Ryan Robinson in about a year and a half.
Since COVID.
Yeah. This is a big one, folks.
This is huge.
Live in studio.
And Troy D, I told you not to do it. I was going to line up Perry Owens after their season, but you wanted to get them on during their playoff run, and of course, what happened?
You got your wish. It's after the season. Wish granted, Clip. Nice way to jinx him right there.
Yeah, right.
Good one, Troy.
You lined up this interview. They lost the game. That, of course,
I lined it up Thursday.
Never fails.
And I said, Coach, look, we're on the bandwagon. We're pulling for you. Regardless of the outcome Friday night, we want to talk to you Monday. And we hope we're talking about a championship game. If not, it's a great run. And it turned out to be a great run.
It was. Awesome year for the Panthers.
It almost pulled it off. Unfortunately, it slipped away at the end. But, we will talk to Perry Owens. The famous
put some ranch on it.
The famous coach for this that said...
I want to put some ranch on it.
Put some ranch on it.
So we'll dive into that and talk to Coach.
Who everybody but Troy D thought was awesome. Troy.
Well, it's grown on me actually, Cliff.
Oh, has it?
As time has gone by.
Oh, wow! How about that?
I didn't mind the ranch on it. The part I had a question with is: Our kids, God is good. Our kids
4 years, man.
Our kids are better.
Bag, man. People beat up on us.
They
lied when I was 26 years.
No, you poo-pooed when he said the
he
world was
his
against
kids
us.
are better than God.
The world was against us.
I did say it was being at the time.
You went line by line.
Overly dramatic with the world. I don't know if the world knew that Pam Pack was in the playoffs.
Instead of just enjoying the moment, you picked it all apart.
But he has grown on me.
I'm sure he has.
Then.
Yeah.
And now I love the.
Now you're going to kiss his ass when he comes on the show today.
You know how we do it here, Clip.
Don't say we. This is not a we. This is a you.
Listen, I'm very excited to be able to talk to Coach today.
And we'll kiss Ryan's ass when he comes on the show.
That's right. We'll do that momentarily.
All right. We'll take a timeout, come back. Ryan Robinson from the bullpen will join us and talk some ECU athletics as we roll on Pirate Radio Live here on a Monday. We're back after this.
You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful. That's when it's most important to have a community bank and a local banker in your corner. This is Eric Clark from Select Bank and Trust. Our team of local bankers care about you, our customer, and the communities in which we all live and serve together. As the business and economic conditions of 2020 threw you many curveballs, our team at Select Bank and Trust remains steadfast in being responsive to your ever-changing needs. In 2021, choose Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
Spring is a great time to plant flowers, trees, and bushes. When planning your landscape, please keep in mind that you should never plant anything within 3 feet of a gas, electric, or water meter. The same thing applies if you have an electric transformer in your yard, except keep plants 8 feet clear of the front in case crews need access during a storm or an outage. Always remember to call 811 at least 3 business days before you dig to avoid underground lines. This important safety message is from your neighbors at Greenville Utilities.
Fans, be sure to purchase your game day tickets in advance online at woodducksbaseball.com or by calling the team office at Granger Stadium. Ticket prices for Sunday through Thursday are just $7, and Friday and Saturday tickets are $12. To book your group tickets or purchase season tickets, call our front office at 252-686-5154. Book soon for the 2021 season. Opening day is right around the corner on May 11th. Go Woodies!
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys are expanding and growing.
Yeah, we sure are. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that we actually have a pediatric practice as well. It's called Kinetic Pediatric Therapy. We've got speech, physical, and occupational therapy there just for kids. If you're concerned about your child's development or just want to make sure they're on track, you can bring them in for a screen. If they need evaluation, we're able to do that and help them continue to develop. For more information, you can visit us at kptkids.com or give us a call, 689-6043.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Okay, let's just try not to embarrass ourselves and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sure, totally. Is that a Pepsi Wild Cherry?
Oh, no. Please, not here. Not here.
Too late. You know something, Steve? Flavor Mania's about to run wild.
Oh, not Flavor Mania.
Pepsi Wild Cherry's about to drop a flavor suplex right into your pie hole. It's gonna hit your taste buds with a top rope elbow of flavor. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna throw your wild cherry loving brain right through the announcer's table.
Oh, I can't take you anywhere.
Flavor Mania doesn't need your permission, Steve, because the world knows that nothing is gonna get between Pepsi Wild Cherry and that flavor championship belt. Are you ready to get wild?
Oh, please don't
Come
get
on,
wild.
Steve. I said, are you ready to get wild?
Seriously, does this always have to happen when you drink Pepsi Wild Cherry?
You better believe it, brother.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Now available in zero sugar. That's what I like.
This is Brian Packard, ECU former baseballer. You're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. University PC Care has been Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. They're the local tech support experts for any of your business needs. Let University PC Care take care of it so you can take care of business. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now let's head back to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
Alrighty, our Bud Light EC Report brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds Pirate fans to always stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. And we got a great guest for our Bud Light EC Report today, Troy D. Ryan Robinson going to be hanging out.
And we keep talking about how things are continuing to get more back to normal. This is a great sign. Not that Ryan's normal, but you know what we're saying. That he's in studio, which is back to normal.
Oh, it's good to be back.
Normally, we've only been talking, or in the past, we've only talked to you on the phone. And this has been so crazy today. I almost shook the hand of a football coach today. Donnie Kirkpatrick was in here earlier on the Brian Bailey Show. Put his hand out for a handshake.
Oh, we talked about this on the air.
I said I was a fist bump guy before the pandemic. I'll be a fist bump guy after the pandemic.
Wow. So Donnie, you alpha Donnie and made him fist bump.
He did fist bump me.
Wow.
But if I was going to shake someone's hand, it would have been Donnie. But I just didn't feel like it.
But you didn't.
Right, I did not. I fist bumped.
It got me the other day. I fist bumped the chancellor.
Good to see you.
And I was like, I don't know if that's proper protocol. But
I think
he
it's
fist bumped me back. I really liked it.
I think fist bump is better than a handshake right now. But the fact that people are willing to shake hands again, great sign.
Yeah, it's a great sign. I mean, you notice I haven't done anything with Clip yet.
I have.
We have kept our distance.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a hug. Could be a hug.
You even barely said hello to him.
I haven't seen Clip in a
Thank you for acknowledging me and saying my name.
Yeah, this is it's special to be here, and I'll be honest. was a little bit late just because our phones, today was our priority deadline, and they have been ringing off the hook with Pirate fans.
All right.
So it's a great day.
And I wanted to have you on today with us to talk about that. So people, because there's probably a lot of people that are busy. They live in, busy worlds. Kids play sports, different things, and they lose track of deadlines. When you say I'm one of these people, I was like, all right, I got to do this today. And I ran out of time. And I didn't do it. You came in, I'm like, can I still do it tomorrow? If someone's out there listening that's like me, when you say priority deadline, you're talking about ordering season football tickets for ECU football. The deadline was today.
For priority.
Which means if you want, like if you were a season ticket holder, you want to reorder your tickets. You were supposed to do it today, but you're saying they can call tomorrow and your seats will still be there.
But yeah, I mean, the main thing really is, it really gets us a good idea. Let's just take, for example, the Town Bank Tower. We're fortunate. I mean, the Town Bank Towers, all of our suites are sold out, all of our lodges, and a lot of people called today with that, making their Pirate Club contribution, their season tickets, and it kind of gives us an idea of where we're at. But yeah, please give us a call. We will be there all week. Our phones I can't say enough about the Pirate Club staff. They were on the phone all day.
Because I know someone's out there like me listening going, oh, God, I forgot to do it.
Yeah, call.
So,
I mean, I think the biggest thing is as we go through the process, you're going to start getting people, whether it's later this week or next week, they're going to call, and they might say, hey, these are the seats I want, and Troy Jeffers hasn't paid yet. You don't want your seats. But we also understand everybody's busy. They got a lot going on. I think today when I left, we were just over 10,000 season tickets, which is really good. Now, we want to people always ask, hey, what's your goal? Well, I would love to get to that 14,000, 15,000 range. Now, we do have a summer ahead of us, but usually this month is when we'll sell kind of the most as you get toward the deadline. And the reason I say this, and I know, Troy, we've talked about it, is, I mean, if you can sell 15,000 season tickets, it's a little bit easier when people say, hey, we're going to have 50,000 in there for South Carolina. Well, that's really hard when you only sell 14,000 season tickets, because that's a lot of single game tickets that got to be bought.
Yeah.
And right now, I mean, you can buy a ticket for $99, and when we do sell single game tickets for South Carolina, you're looking at a probably $65 charge.
Yeah. So you can buy a season ticket for $99. Yeah. Boy, has the bottom just fallen out here or what?
Oh, yeah. It's getting a little rough outside.
If you're in the greater Greenville area, seek cover.
Yeah.
You probably already are, I would say.
My DirecTV won't be working today. That's the first day I'm thinking of.
Good thing you're inside with us here.
Yeah, no chance.
I had something happen to me this weekend, Clip, that was kind of ECU related, ECU football related, and we ran the scenario last week with Coach Houston, talking about scenarios. We had the handshake scenario that actually happened in real life with Donnie today. I get this question all the time. I know you do too, especially now that you kind of oversee the Pirate Club in your duties. You probably get the question all the time, how are we going to be this year, right? How many times a day do you get asked about football? How are we going to be? At least 5 times a day, right?
Yeah.
Am I close?
I get that, and then are we going to beat South Carolina? That's
right.
Probably the second.
So we had Coach Houston here. I said, look, I'm not coaching the football team. How would he answer that? That's a good question for him, right? He's with him every day. How are we going to be, Coach? So that was my first question to Coach. I said, how should I answer this when people ask me? Because they know we talk football and they know we're affiliated with you guys, but how do I answer that? How would you answer it? So he said, remember his answer?
Yeah.
We're going to be much improved.
We're going to be improved.
Much improved this year.
Bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah. So I was at Bagel Man eating breakfast Sunday with my son. You ever been there? Great spot, by the way. Yeah, great spot.
Drew still brings me a bagel from there.
That was your old nickname before we started working out.
Bagel Man.
Thank you.
Now I'm more of a croissant.
Croissant.
But Marvin Jarman came up, sat down, had breakfast with me. It's like breakfast with the stars when you're eating with Marvin Jarman. So
I figured people should be asking him, not him asking the question.
Guess what? First comment. So, Troy, how Pirate's going to be? He wanted to know. I said, Marvin, great question.
Glad you asked.
I just asked Coach this question. Here's your answer. And he said, sounds good. Then I drove him off to Elm Street when we were done with our bagel sandwich.
There you go.
I tell you what I've seen, and I'm not a football coach, but the culture that Coach Houston's building, like, you can see it now. I mean, just at some of the spring practice I went to, you all probably went to more than I did, but the energy. And I think Blake Harrell, he has done a great job of bringing energy. Like, he's my kind of guy. I see him every day at lunch. He goes for, I like to call it a walk run. Most of the time I see him walking, but I think he runs every once in a while too. But the guy's got the juice, man.
Yeah.
I love being around people that every day when they come into work, he's going to be fired up, and he's fired up every day. And I think it's kind of translated to our defense, which has really impressed me this spring.
Yeah, and defense is something that you can, with enthusiasm, you can outplay over your ski tips, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got enough enthusiasm for it. Clip, we talked about this the other day. You know, I've only known Coach Houston since he's been here at East Carolina, now going into year 3. But I thought last week, I made a comment, it was the most relaxed and comfortable I think I've been around him. Like, just where he just seems really starting to enjoy it, maybe for a change. Now,
all coaches have headaches. I feel like he has way fewer headaches than he did year 1.
And even I was talking to Donnie off the air today when he was on with Bailey, and Donnie's like, "Yeah, I kind of picked up on that too. Worries me a little bit. Like, seems a little too relaxed.
Too lax.
Well, it's still May, but I think too. I think with Coach, he's growing into the job. You know, I think he's learning more. I mean, he's not an old veteran coach. I mean, he's learning this business. I think he's learning what it takes to compete in this conference, what he needs. I know every conversation I have with him is just very enlightening about, you know, whatever certain positions, what we need. Hey, this is what we're facing every week. He's got a plan. His coaches, they've got a plan of how they're building this. And obviously this year I get excited. We have Holton, but those running backs we have, I mean, that can really help you in a game. And just seeing the wide receivers, some of the really young wide receivers played well this spring. But they believe. The main thing to me is now they believe we should win the game.
Yeah, and it was a complete rebuild when I got here. I mean, it was, a dumpster fire, for lack of a better term, of what he inherited. And I'll never forget one of the first comments he told me. This was off there. He's like, "Look, judge me in year 3." He goes, we're going to need some time to get this thing right. Year 3 is the year I think people will start to see a difference.
And then what I like about it is we have...
And now we're going into year 3.
We have ascended every year. I think the SMU win was really big, but now I just get the feeling, I think anytime, you know, being around coaches my whole life is, yeah, a lot of guys want to win, but I think this team now believes every time they go on the field, they're going to win. Now, we're not going to win every game, but having that belief, and we got a lot of leadership, too. I mean, with Holton and these guys, there's a lot of leadership on that team. And the thing I've just seen around the building, they enjoy being around each other. But, hey, listen, man, I mean, you look at our schedule. I mean, you open up with App State on the road. Then you got South Carolina at home. Then you go to Marshall and Charleston Southern. Like, before you start conference, you got work to do. But I know he's going to have them ready. I know the players are excited, and I will be selling the Charlotte game. I was a little nervous. We basically are pretty much sold out of club seats.
How many tickets we have for that?
Well, we have about 4,000 or 5,000, but we've sold. I think we've already sold 2,000. So that's on our website.
How much were the club seats there?
Club seats were, I want to say 95, maybe 135, and then the other seats were 95. But if you want to go to the App State game, I would definitely start to put your ticket order in when you buy season ticket. And I think that's going to be cool. A lot of people didn't like that we got moved from Saturday to Thursday. I kind of like that because I think it's going to be one of the early college games, get you a national spotlight, and I think our guys are going to be ready to roll.
Talking to Ryan Robinson of ECU Athletics. Ryan, a lot of people also, when I'm out and about, ask, hey, or how are fans going to be able to come back to ECU? And all indications are by the fall, like a normal football game. It looks like the mask mandate now for outside has basically been dropped by the governor. Things continue to go in the right direction. I think you're going to see more and more of the 6-foot buffering thing dropped, which has been a big problem for ECU as far as being able to get more people in the stadium, especially for baseball. Where do you project things to be in the fall? I
mean, we're going to be ready for anything, but I think you said it best. I mean, I think right now everything is trending in the right direction where we're going to have, when I say full stadium, I'm not going to tell you we're going to have 50,000 people there because I think we'd have to sell a lot more tickets. But I don't think we're going to have, my goal is that we're not going to have restrictions, but we're going to follow whatever the mandates are. But we want, and people want to be back. I really have seen it with baseball. I mean, the jungle and the students, our fans, they just want to be back rooting on the Pirates. I mean, I talked to so many people today just calling in and renewing their tickets. Man, I didn't get to go to the game last year. I am so excited. You know what time this game is going to be? And that's another question I get. I have no idea what time the South Carolina game is, but I know John Gilbert would love to see a non-noon game if possible. And we've made that.
6 o'clock kickoff would be pretty ideal.
Yeah, we may
not know that until, 2 weeks
No, I think it's South Carolina. We'll probably know sometime this summer.
Okay.
I think we'll have a good idea on that, and it really is. I mean, if we could get a 3:30 or 6 o'clock game. Now, if we play at noon, I think we'll open the tailgates up about 4 a.m., get everybody going and
we got that on
ready
record
for the game. But I think that's important is, if you really look at last year, I mean, and it's hard because we're sitting here and most of you all probably went to all of our events. You're in the media, you've been to the event. There's a lot of people who haven't been to Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium in a year.
That's a great point.
And they are excited to get back, and we're focusing on that fan experience.
I've heard in the news this term revenge travel. People upset because they felt like they were told they can't go anywhere. You can't travel. This is closed. That's closed. So now people want to do trips just to do it. And it made me think maybe there'll be revenge attendance. People want to go to games just because they couldn't go last year. A lot of people can't get to ECU baseball right now. I think there's going to be a surge in folks that want to get out and do things and be back with other people again. So especially in the fall, and folks that are vaccinated and aren't worried about it anymore.
To me, it's a welcome back. Like, hey, welcome back to your home. And I will tell you, I'm glad you mentioned the baseball. That has been probably the hardest thing we've had to do this year is tell people we don't have tickets for baseball. But we are following all the guidelines, and you mentioned earlier, you still have the 6-foot social distancing.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get as many people as we can in there, but we have discovered some really cool things in baseball. Our students love the right field. And we're going to build off that next year where, if you don't have any restrictions, probably take the seats out. John Gilbert thinks the students love the seats. I'd love to get the students' reactions. But if you take the seats out, you can get more people in there, kind of let them tailgate a little bit in the premium lot. And that's a really cool scene. I mean, we've had 10 or 12 games where the tickets have went in 20 minutes because we're only really allowed to have 120 students. Everybody's got to have a seat. Mm-hmm. But if you take the seats out of there and you get 400 or 500 people in there, that's
how it should
home
be.
field
For
advantage.
students. Yeah,
that was kind of an organic thing too, right? The jungle is in left field, and then the students kind of have their own student jungle in right.
And the reason we did it, Clip, was because when I first set it up, the local people probably didn't like how I was at 4 feet and I need to get to 6. But the main thing was everybody has to be in a seat. You have to have a assigned seat if you come to a
We're
game.
normally the outfield jungle area standing room only. And
wherever
you can bring your own chair if you want, but you can put it right next to anybody.
Now, I think with the jungle, I get the feeling people probably want the seats out when they can.
And you bring your own if you want one.
Yeah, but I think the students, John and I walk out there every game, and it's a pretty cool scene of, guys are out there with his girlfriend, but you just got buddies that obviously that right fielder knows that they're there.
Yeah.
He knows that behind them are ECU students, but I think they're just having fun. I've been shocked at how quickly some of the tickets go, especially like this Friday. I would say if you're a student, get to the box office early because I can see them going really fast.
We had talked about this off the air. I want to ask it on there because I know other people are wondering that, now that alcohol and beer can be sold in the stadium, especially at football games, but there's a 1 drink limit per person. If I want to go buy a beer for Clip or for your significant other or whatever, sometimes you want to get 2 at a time. What's it going to take to change? Is that a university issue that they won't let you buy more than 1, where you could at least buy 2 at a time so you could buy one for someone in the stands?
When you brought it up the other day, it's a discussion we need to have. Obviously, we're always going to follow university, local, and state. And I think, when I was in here a couple years ago, you gave some really good tidbits, especially about some of the fan experience that we've been able to change. But I think that's something that we're going to have conversations with at a higher level than me and probably even John. But it was interesting having that discussion with you the other day because that's something we're going to look at. But I think the main thing for me is I thought we did really well with the selling alcohol in terms of the process. I don't know the amount of arrests, but in my research, I've been told they went down. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we've still got to get more students in the game. That right now is our priority. We're looking at several different areas where we can have student tailgates close to Dowdy-Ficklen. And I spent 2 hours on it today because right now they're at the bottom of the hill, and we'd still keep that area, but we're looking at some areas around the stadium where we can set up tailgates for them, where they're just showing up and it's there. Student groups, fraternities, sororities, student pirate club members. One of the areas we're looking at are the tennis courts, where you come in there and you set up tailgates on the. But we got to get our students in the stadium, and that's on us. We've got to do a better job of making it more convenient. I don't know where either of you all went to school, so forgive me. But like I went to school at the University of Kentucky.
Ryan, we're Pirates.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I went to school at the University of Kentucky, and that was one of the things at football. You had to go so far away as a student.
Yeah.
That right now, man, about these kids, it's about convenience.
Well, and I think that's a generational deal, because when I was in school, football was the big deal, and you didn't have to necessarily recruit students to come to games. It's what we wanted to do. But I think in this day and age, things are different. And kids are different. There's a lot of other opportunities. There's a lot of distractions out there that didn't exist. And football, unfortunately, isn't as big as it was as for college kids as it was when I was in school.
Yeah, and you probably got your master's at Harvard, I believe. I can't remember what
I was in school long enough to get a master's, Ryan, but I probably could have got a PhD as long as I was in school. But I like to take my time on things and enjoy my time at ECU.
No, I mean, we have these conversations every day, but really a priority this year is students. We have got to figure out that Boneyard. I think it's like 7,500. I mean, can you imagine if that's packed?
Yeah.
How big that is?
Make a big difference, yeah.
As far as postseason baseball, ECU put in a bid to be one of the hosts. Next week, they are supposed to announce 20 potential hosts for regionals, and they're going to narrow that down in the future. But do you have a time frame on like when that's going to be announced next week? Have you been in communication with anybody?
We talked about it today. John and JJ and I were talking about it. I think what's interesting on the regional for me and the role I'm in is, right now we only have a certain amount of attendance, which I think is like probably, I don't want to say the wrong thing, probably 1,500, something like that. Mm-hmm. Well, if everything changes on June 1st, well, the regional's what, June, I don't even know the day of the but we could go up in attendance. Dramatically,
right?
If you take away the 6 feet social distance, so that was something we were talking about today. But right now, the number we've given the NCAA is what we have now. But I like our chances. I mean, we're 50%, and I'm not talking about the baseball. That's Coach Godwin and all them. But we're a state with 50% capacity right now. Mm-hmm. So you've got to look around these other sites. I think that's going to play a role.
Because
the regionals, by the way, would begin like June the 4th. So it'll be after June 1st.
So it'll be June 1st where this thing is supposed to be lifted, and that's going to play a huge role. And for me, getting more of our fans in. Because right now, if we had a regional, we're probably going to have the same amount of fans that we have now. So if you have a ticket there,
I would say less, because you have to account for the other schools that you've got to give a few hundred tickets to each.
Yeah, but I think we can be creative in terms of, because I think, what is it? I don't think it's like 75 to 100 tickets. Maybe it's 200 tickets to each school. But like I said, if we can get to June 1st and we open that up, I want to be able to open the jungle.
Yeah.
Like that would be a great thing for that. For if we host a regional, man, everybody, let's take the seats out. You can be out in the jungle, but we're gonna have to follow all the mandates. But Clip, I think if it's May, what is today? May 3rd. Yeah. So I would. I mean, my expectation is that later next week, right?
They said the week of May 10th. Yeah. That's all we got.
They haven't given us.
I think they go ahead and lift the restrictions. And here's the deal: if you are worried about it, don't go. Watch it on TV or on your computer.
It's just hard where we're at because the restrictions have not been lifted. Now, we have an expectation, according to the governor, on June 1st, there's going to be no mandates.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So all we can do right now is tell the NCAA what our numbers are right now.
We need to get a break.
Yeah, can you stick with us? We got another big time guest going to join us on the phone in just a minute. You can hang out with us. We're going to talk to Coach.
Put some ketchup on it.
Put some ketchup on it. I wanted honey mustard on it. We'll go to the ranch on it, Coach Perry Owens.
Put some ranch on it.
We'll go out and visit with the head coach of the Washington Pan Pack. What a great year they had. They almost made it. What'd you call it? Not semifinal. They made it to the quarterfinal. Is that right? Quarterfinals.
We'll find it out when we return on Pirate Radio Live.
They had a hell of a season, Clip.
Yep.
We'll put some ranch on it right after this.
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Cadillac. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Cadillac and save over $4,000 off and 0.9% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now at Orioles.com/tickets. Tickets are flexible and affordable. Individual tickets start as low as $15. Purchase your single game tickets and choose from popular promo dates, including the Memorial Day Beach Towel and more. Plus, to make sure your experience is worry-free, we've introduced enhanced game day health and safety protocols. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is where the fiesta never ends. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Wednesday for shrimp tacos for only $9.99. Plus Wednesdays means all Mexican imports for only $2.50. Thursdays, enjoy your favorite beef, chicken, or vegetable fajitas for only $9.99. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville and now available through DoorDash, featuring a half gallon of the famous margarita mix to go for only $9.99. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Your office deserves a proactive tech support approach instead of always reacting to issues after the damage is done. You need BizCare. BizCare tech support and cybersecurity plans keep you ahead of potential issues and much safer from cyber threats like ransomware. What's at your office? Call William today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Look for Sparky Snowballs location at the Food Truck Rodeo on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road, and remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, offensive line coach for East Carolina University football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? Make sure to listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio Audio Archives. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Clip Brock here, Troy D here, and Ron Robinson still hanging out from ECU Athletics.
I wasn't going to miss this next interview.
We got a great guest on the Fixed NC Live line.
It's making me hungry.
We have been playing it for a month now, and all you listeners, also fans of this gentleman and the famous soundbite after his Washington Pan Pack knocked off the Kinston Vikings. He had an interview with Ken Wadlington from Channel 9 and said a ton of awesome things, but the one that stood out the most, Shirley, was what?
Y'all want to put some ranch on it.
Put some ranch on it. And Troy D, we're going to put some ranch on it right now with Perry Owens, the head football coach of the Washington Pan Pack. Coach Owens, thanks for your time. How you doing today?
I'm hanging in there. I appreciate you guys having me.
Coach, tough game Friday night. I know you wanted to be, and we wanted to be talking about going for a championship this Friday. But, man, what a great run this past season. Congratulations on what you were able to do with the Pan Pack.
We appreciate it. It didn't end like we wanted, but St. Paul's is a really good team. I've known Coach Setzer for about 5 years now. What he's done there has been just as spectacular as what we feel like we've accomplished as a program in the community here in Washington. So we weren't happy, but to word it in a quicker fashion, to go from one of the worst teams in the region in 2017 to one of the 4 best teams in 2AA in the state, that's nothing to be ashamed of.
When you were coming on, Ryan Robinson said, so this is an older veteran coach? No. Coach Owens, you're still a young guy very early on in your coaching career. And what's it like to have this kind of success? And like you said, to build up this Washington Pan Pack team in such a short amount of time?
Man, I've worked for some really good ones. My career began in 2012. I worked for West Matera over at Edenton. I followed him to Thomasville for a short stint, and then I went down to West Montgomery and called the defense down there for 2 years and learned from Coach Edens, who's a really good coach, and Coach James Johnson, who's now the coordinator at Richmond County. So the opportunity to come back home came up for Washington in 17, and I've been very blessed. I've copied a lot of really good coaches' systems and put my own flavor on it, for lack of a better phrase, and we found some success. I mean, I was blessed to get the job here at 26, 27 years old, and our former head coach said, "Hey, look, I need you to run the weight room, call the offense. I'll see you at practice. All right, bye." And that's what we've done, and our kids work hard, and our community invested, and it's really good. It's a really good situation here in Washington.
Coach Perry Owens joined us from the Washington Pan Pack, and Coach, you really kind of went viral, as Clip mentioned, with that post-game interview with Ken Watlington from Channel 9, and he just kind of caught the raw moment, and that's really what we love about sports, kind of sometimes, and that's why guys like us in the media love to do on-field interviews, because a lot of times, especially in college, definitely in the pros, you don't get to interview the coach or player until well after the game's over. It might be 20, 30 minutes, and everyone's calmed down, and then it's more like a library setting, where if you can get that natural audio on the field right after it's happened, you can get some magical stuff. And I imagine that was just your gut. That wasn't anything you had planned. It wasn't a script you were going off of. It was just something kind of, hey, we proved everybody wrong, and it was a highly motivating factor for you guys, evidently.
Yeah, no, it was from the heart, man. You got to understand to go. So if you're going at a east-west bias, the out west, the Piedmont Triad, and the far west just believes they're so far ahead of the eastern side of the state. So to leave that side and go to the eastern North Carolina, where I'm from, and born and raised in Edenton, to be in that situation, to go from, we had the worst defense in school history in 2017. We blew 6 fourth-quarter leads in 2018 when we went 4-8. In 2019, we did some really good things out of the gun triple option with a good football team, but bumped into Salisbury, who's still pretty good, by the way. And to get where we're at, that whole, for 2 weeks, all we heard as a program was, Kinston's just going to get you. You're not going to score. They're going to put you in a position where they're going to remind you who runs Eastern North Carolina in 2A. And then a lot of things, we have a very young staff. The staff has changed a lot since our former head coach, Coach Blank, and Coach Sawyer, who's actually was back with us the last 2 weeks on campus for the first time in 5 years. And we're very young, and any time there's a motivating existential factor, we put it in our pipe, for lack of a better phrase, and we use it as gas. And, at the beginning of the season, there were a lot. We weren't in anybody's top 10. We weren't in anybody's top 20. We were just, hey, we were the little legend that could, and the Pan Pac aren't, they're not one, we were just kind of an afterthought. So to get out there and beat a very good Kinston team, and Coach Kieselman does a tremendous job to get that win and to come back in that fashion and to do it with the weight of the world on our shoulders and the world telling us we couldn't. It's once in a lifetime, man. It's special. And if we don't win that game, we're not in the playoffs and we're not in the Eastern Finals. So it's just almost fairy tale like.
All right, Coach. I gotta ask you the big question, and I wouldn't be doing my job unless I asked this. And I know people are wondering, what are the top 3 items you like to put ranch on?
So the first thing you got to put ranch on is ranch is a universal dip. So you got to go with things. Number one, snacks. Like for me, I want to have, if I'm having salsa, I want a thing of ranch with it to kind of cut the flavor. So, a chip of salsa, a chip of ranch. The next thing is, it's kind of a cover. If you get an overcooked piece of steak, like I'm a medium rare guy, you get an overcooked piece of steak and that thing is dry and it's got a crunch to it and you don't want to offend who's ever made it or whatever and you just want to power through it, you got to throw some ranch on it. And then the last thing is, man, and it makes me weird, is you got to go French fries. You got to go French fries, shrimp, anything fried. Like here in Washington, I go to Backwater Jack's a couple times a week, and man, you throw some Backwater Jack's ranch on some French fries or some shrimp or anything like that, man, it's going to be a good time.
Wow. Chicken wings not even in the top 3. What an upset.
Shocker. Yeah.
That is a stunner right there.
Parmesan garlic. I'm a Parmesan garlic guy. I'm a tiebreakers guy when I venture to Greenville. So I go over there and do that thing. So I can't ruin the Parmesan garlic.
In Washington, he likes to put ranch on it. In Greenville, he'll put some garlic on it.
There you go. Hey, Coach, is that a common phrase? I don't believe I've ever heard the eat your words, put some ranch on it. Is that a thing you've said in the past, or did that just come out that night?
Well, I got to give you a little background on myself. I'm a very eclectic guy. So my parents are in their 70s, mid-70s, so I grew up in an older house. So we were watching TV Land when I was growing up, and my dad was an old pro wrestling fan. And then I stumbled into loving Muhammad Ali. So to answer your question, the eat your words, when he beat Ernie Terrell, and Ernie was calling him Cassius Clay, and he told him to eat his words, call me by my real name, like that stuck with me since I was a kid. So you apply that within, this, professional wrestling thing I watched since I was probably, 4 or 5 all the way up to high school when I figured out it was entertainment. And it just kind of came out. It's like, hey, in my head, and I'm a very, I don't want to say detailed guy, but I think things through in my head while I'm saying that. I said put some ranch on it because I was like, I know it probably tastes like something you don't want to eat, for lack of a better phrase on the radio, but I'll put some ranch on it for you so it'll go down better.
That's awesome.
I was fired up, man. So
that's awesome.
Just speaking from the heart.
I like that. Where does Coach Perry Owens see himself 5 years from now? Where do you think you'll be doing down the road, Coach?
Hopefully doing TED Talks.
We might have done your first one right here, but where do you see? Are you staying in high school football? Do you have aspirations for something bigger and better?
I am an Eastern North Carolina guy. There are very few situations that would cause me to leave Eastern North Carolina. I see myself, number one, having a family with my wife, Mary Kate, and my son, Grayson, and really just looking at my situation and taking it one day at a time. It's hard to go too far, but I see myself as a head coach. I have a dream job, and right now my dream job is working with the Pan Pac in our situation and what we've created, and hopefully at some point we can have a discussion about it. But right now I see myself in Washington. I see myself continue to chase this dream of making Washington a consistent winner and living in Eastern North Carolina. In a perfect world, I'd love to build a house here in Washington or up in Edenton where I'm from, and just kind of living the coach's life. I want to be, I don't think I'm meant to be the bouncer, the guy who leaves and goes everywhere. I think I'm meant to be a Dwayne Kellum at Southside or a Harold Robertson at Williamson or what Jim Bob Bryant was for a stretch at Havelock. I want to be able to create something somewhere and put down roots and leave a legacy. Bob Cody at Plymouth, now known as Washington County. I see myself there,
Well, Coach, it's great that you were able to get this spring season in. The season comes to an end, and now it's almost time for summer workouts and gearing up for the fall. So a very quick turnaround. I know hopefully you can get a little time off, but you're probably excited about that. Are you guys going to have a good team coming back later on this year?
We bring back some key pieces. Obviously, Terry Moore. I mean, he's on Coach Houston and Coach Shankweiler's radar. I mean, we've had every Division I and FCS program in the East call us about him. We bring back some good players. Hayes Pippin, the quarterback, who runs our option attack. I mean, we broke the school record for points per game this year at 37. So we did a lot of things. We were the number one rushing attack in all classifications, and we bring back a lot of that. Now, we lose some key pieces. We're excited, but the transition piece for me, which makes me so excited, is we got a week off this week. I'm the head track coach. So years ago when we weren't very good at football, we were pouring into our track program with our athletes. So that'll start. And then for the first time in a long time, Washington's, and I'm excited to tell you, our non-conference schedule has changed. For years, Washington is referred to as Little Washington, which is kind of a slight to folks around here. And we played Conley and Rose and Havelock and New Bern. Well, over the years, our ADM has fallen, and we're in that middle seven. We have 750 students right now. So our non-conference schedule has changed to, Pamlico, South Central, Northampton East, and there's one more school I can't think of off the top of my head, First Flight. So we've got a blend of 3A schools and 2A schools, and then you look at our conference, we're playing a Pitt County League with the addition of West Craven, who's loaded with talent, and then Southwest Edge, who is in the Eastern Semis. So we're excited. I think we're going to bring a lot back. Our admins are going to be different, so we're all kind of walking on ice because Coach Dr. Swenson's heading over to D.H. Conley. So we're all kind of waiting on the next guy to come in the door or next person to come in the door. So I'm excited. I think at 30 years old, with what we've just done, I sulked for 2 days, and now I'm just looking at it going, all right, let's go win a conference championship in track, and let's see if we can get the Pan Pack back in the playoffs next year.
Yeah. Coach, before we let you go, just real quickly, did you play football growing up? If so, what position, and where did you attend college?
So I played football growing up. Like I said, I played at Edenton and Johnny Holmes High School. I was a Shrine Bowl selection in 2009 and an all-state performer, and I was a scholarship player on the first team in the first recruiting class at Old Dominion University. And the year I graduated, Old Dominion actually played the Pirates the following year in Greenville when we had Heineke, and y'all were averaging about 98 points a game. So it's a really good situation. So I played at Old Dominion, and who would have thought? I'm all the way over in Montgomery County. Now I'm here in Washington, loving life.
Great stuff, Coach. I really appreciate you joining us today. Our first visit live here on PRL with Coach Perry Owens. But Clip, I feel pretty good. This won't be our last. So we're gonna be having you back on with us.
We'll be doing a season preview within a couple of weeks, Coach. So,
if not, we might have you come over to the staff meeting and give a motivational speech to our crew over here too. So
here's what I can tell you, a fun story. I remember y'all did the preseason show last year and we weren't invited, and I literally put that up in my office and went, man, they must think I'm a klutz. I ain't even get invited to that.
Wow.
No, we'd love to have you.
I'd just like to say I had nothing to do with that, Coach. If I would have known about that, I would have made an executive decision and told Clip Rock to make sure to invite you.
Wow.
Oh,
you didn't even have the Pan Pack a part of the preview, huh, Clip?
Do you want to run the clip of what you said about Perry Owens, or you want to let that go?
That was before I got to know him.
Okay. All right. Just checking. Just
genuine.
Wondering. All right. Good deal.
No, I'm just kidding.
Coach, we'll talk to you.
We won't overlook you again, okay, Coach?
Oh, that's all good. I appreciate what you guys do for the schools in our community and what you guys do for Pirate Radio.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Perry Owens, and we'll definitely be getting him on to preview the fall season of high school football.
What an interesting guy.
He's awesome.
Yeah. And as you mentioned, as he said, only 30 years old. Got a bright future in front of him. I guess he is one of those guys. Hey, look, he could coach the next 20 years if he wants and continues to have this type of success and be one of those guys that finds his niche if that's what he chooses to do.
Let's get our last break in. We'll come back. You're ready to wrap up a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We are back with you after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
You might know him as Lee D. I know him as Dad.
Troy and his sister both were with us, and they slept. And it was 2 o'clock in the morning, and they had slept on the plane. They had slept on the ride from Baton Rouge. They wanted to go out on Bourbon Street.
Heck yes.
So we go out on Bourbon Street, and the first thing that happens is some drunk comes rolling down the street and lands at Troy's feet. It so upset both the kids that was the end of Bourbon Street for that night.
night.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio perfect for some outdoor dining. Stop by AJ's on Monday for open mic, music on the patio on Tuesday, sports trivia with me, Clip Brock, on Wednesdays, and music bingo on Thursday. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique brew pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer, nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroRiverBandits.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
In studio today with Natalie Edwards from AG Home Solutions and eXp Realty. Natalie, you have a unique partnership because you work in the real estate market and also work with AG Home Solutions. How does that help your clients?
So it's interesting, the trends that we're currently seeing in real estate. Inventory is so low. We're seeing a high percentage of folks who want to renovate their spaces, perhaps add a home office because now they're working from home. And so they come to us with those design ideas and we're able to help them navigate through that.
What other trends are you seeing in the marketplace right now?
Yeah, so we're definitely seeing increased needs for home office space, folks being able to do virtual learning from home. So how can we redesign that space so it's functional? We're also seeing folks that do want to take advantage of this being a seller's market, and so they want to freshen up that space and get it ready to put on the market. And so we can come in and provide them with some good guidance on things that they might want to consider before they list their property.
For real estate or remodeling, how can folks contact you?
252-947-2526 or aghomesolutions.com.
Pirate Radio.
Pirate Radio.
Pirate Radio.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. The Dow was up 238 points and closed at 34,113. The NASDAQ fell 67 points at 13,895. And the S&P was up 11 at 4,192. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
right, wrapping up a Monday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Troy D, fun hour.
Yeah, I'm getting the early reviews now. People like Ryan Robinson. Glad he was on. People love Perry Owens.
How can you not?
I mean,
maybe the only guy we could get to upstage Ryan Robinson on today's show.
Guys, I will definitely be put some ranch on it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that right.
Fun guy. Appreciate Coach joining us today. Appreciate Ryan Robinson joining us in studio. Good to see you, my man. Reminding folks, get your season tickets. If you miss the deadline, they'll still let you get them this week.
Yeah, and that's just the priority deadline. Just anytime you can. The more people in this community we can get with football season tickets, it's going to create an atmosphere where that first game, South Carolina is going to come in. They're going to see what we're about here.
Awesome stuff. Troy D, we'll see you back here Thursday.
See you Thursday with Coach Rick Smith and faux Coach Rick Smith. It's going to be a fun show.
Great job, Chandler.
Coach on coach.
Shirley.
We'll see you fine folks Tuesday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio.